Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's Friday morning, and we're feeling great.
Good morning. I'm great, Mick. It's wonderful to see you as always. I feel like my mic is slouching.
It's okay. It's Friday morning. It's rainy. It's bound to happen.
That's what it is. That's exactly what's happening here. My microphone is just having a Friday, a rainy Friday. My laptop was frozen for a little bit, so I was like, ah!
Yeah, it's always at the wrong times too, and the same thing happens to me.
It'll work 27% of the time, all the time, and then that 1% of the time is exactly when you need it to work 100% of the time.
Yep, I did
random percentages in the morning here with the Scene Snobs.
Listen, it's math. Math can't be wrong ever. I'll tell you what Paul says. Good morning, snobs and fellow Snob Nation. We made it to
Good
Friday.
morning, Paul.
We did. Morning, Paul. How you doing, buddy? I opted out of coffee today. My stomach's been torn up the past couple of days. I woke up on time. I woke up on my alarm at 5:45.
Mm-hmm.
Good night's rest. With a little help from some nighttime vitamins. Gummies. It's legal.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah.
I realize we're kind of all over the place. They like us in Singapore too, so you never know.
Yeah, it's not Quaaludes anymore.
God no. God, could you imagine me? Could you imagine me on Quaaludes? Let's just go with Quaaludes. I would make you my bodyguard for life.
Well, yeah, it would be problematic because you would definitely be stroking everything and everyone. Sigh. So, with that giant mid of yours, smacking people inadvertently, but in a sweet way.
I'm gonna slap you on the shoulder now. Oh my God, man! It's unfathomable at this point.
Unfathomable. Yeah, I had a lollipop as well last night, actually.
Nice.
On my easing my way to bed, and then finished Survivor because it's one of the greatest shows ever.
So, our new #1 review. I'd like to see you on Ludes. I'm doing great this week. No,
that's pretty solid.
I'm done. I told everybody I'm done. This is I played a straight edge for the longest time. Now I have my gummies and that's it. And that's
I it's wonderful. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy because we're both there.
Yep. And that's it. I don't want excitement. I don't want fun. I just want
sleep.
I feel like at this point in my life, any excitement that comes my way is just going to be the type of excitement that were more antics in a John Candy movie.
Yeah, that would definitely happen.
A bear will show up, and then I have to fight the bear.
Yeah. Or there's a bat in the house, and you have to get the bat out. Yeah.
I feel like the antic. I feel like I can't do the antics anymore.
You're gonna have to go pick your kids up from a party and bring out power tools and whatnot.
Oh yeah. Good thing I don't have a daughter, man. It'd be over. It'd be done. I watched something the other day where a guy has a daughter, and I mean I know you know this, so I'm not really talking to the world out there. I'm talking to the snobverse.
Of course.
But he had a daughter, and he was talking about how he's a little high or a little drunk or whatever, and he's just I have a daughter, and they're like, yeah, it's great. And he's like, I know she's gonna, but I don't want her to suck any dick. And it's just, I'm like, I thought about that. That's resonated with me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm so glad I don't have a daughter. I was like,
Yeah.
Oh, another one for the jar. Forgot we can't curse on this. I get so thrown off. Diggs is here from Diggstown.
What's up, Diggs?
What's going on? We shortened it. I know it's Diggs BTW7, which go check out
on
Diggs
Twitch.
On Twitch, but we shortened it. We shortened the nicknames here, so you're Diggs now, and we love it. I love that name. Do. But so yeah, that's where it got to. I was like, I don't want a daughter, never again. Especially now.
I mean, I can understand.
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Women have too much.
Did you watch it?
Curse again. Yeah, I watched it last night.
How'd you like it?
It's all right. The abridged version of my review, which everybody should go see on your YouTube channel.
Oh, you did a review. That's right. I totally forgot about that. Go check out the review at the YouTube channel, or you're here. So,
I mean, we got 3 hours. I'll talk about it a little bit. I won't get into too far of like what my ratings are, but I will say this: it's the best Marvel movie in Phase 4. One of the best Marvel movies of all time.
Really?
A lot of people asked did it surpass the first one. No, because it was different in a good way. In a really good way. Like, it was so well done. And I thought after you have, Chadwick Boseman die and it didn't recast, I was like, I thought it was going to go a little too sparse. Like it's going to spread out too much to too many characters rather than have one central, Right. And it did, but in such an amazing way.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Coogler, don't ever doubt the man. The guy can make a movie. And actually, watching this made me nervous a little bit because he's not doing Creed 3. And I know Michael B. Jordan is, and I'm sure it's great, and I can't wait to see it. But, part of me was just like, Ryan Coogler's so good, though. I want to see what he can do with it.
Well, it's going to just probably be a mini Coogler, some weird Stallone Coogler variation combined.
Actually, Stallone has nothing to do with the third one.
No, but Michael B. Jordan, I'm saying he's been influenced by him,
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Stallone came out and he was like, because he doesn't own any of the rights to Rocky. And
I remember that. Yeah, he came out and he was pissed because, apparently Dragoff is supposed to be in this one.
Well, no, this one is Jonathan Majors.
Right, but there was supposedly wasn't there something I read where Dolph Lundgren and
no, they're going to make their own Dolph Lundgren movie.
That's it. It was going to be the spinoff for him. Yeah.
And he left this one because I guess he didn't think that the story should go the way it does in the movie. He's like, that's not really what Rocky should be. Like the whole series, like even Creed. He's taken it to a dark place, and I think it should be more the other way. And I'm like, have you seen the first one?
Which one? The first Creed?
No, the first Rocky. I'm asking Stallone if he remembers the first one at all. Are we too far removed that you don't remember how dark that guy's life was?
How sad and how he really has nothing. I mean, he's got basically the clothes on his back and like that kind of an apartment, or no, a room at his sister's, right?
No, he had his own little apartment. It was disgusting, but he had his own apartment. It is. Listen, when I imagine cities, even cities that I've lived in, I imagine them from my favorite versions of them from movies.
Okay.
So Detroit will always be Detroit of RoboCop.
I mean, that's valid. It's the way it should be. I mean, that's my Detroit.
So, when I think about, Philly, it's always Philly from the first Rocky. Actually, I should say every Rocky. Because let's be real, it's the same in every Rocky.
Yeah,
I do not picture LA from the third one, though. That's not how.
See, in my LA, I always think of Escape from LA. That's what LA is to me.
I just watched that the other day. Actually,
it's so good.
It's like there's so many people in there that if I ever have a chance to interview them, I want to ask them about that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like John Carpenter got like everybody for that movie.
Yeah,
and it's so, like, I mean, I'm watching this the other day, and like Steve Buscemi's running around as Eddie, and I'm like, I know he's in the movie. I've never forgotten that fact, but it's still like that's around the time of like Tarantino's movies coming out, and I'm like, and Buscemi's in this movie. It's just some like weird con man, you know. And I was like, and it works. And Bruce Campbell, unrecognizably in the movie,
can't even tell it's him.
It's so crazy to me. And every time I watch the movie, I'm just like, is it the first one? Absolutely not. No way, shape, or form.
No way.
But it's a carbon copy. It's a carbon copy with neon lights.
Yeah.
And I still enjoy it for that reason.
It's fantastic.
Peter
and
Fonda's
I always
in
wanted
the movie.
Peter Fonda is?
Yeah, he's the one. Isn't he the one at the end who's a surfer?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, Peter Fonda's in that movie. And I'm like, you're not like slouch Peter Fonda. This is 90s Peter Fonda, where like people like look back and are like, oh man, you're a Fonda. Like, your sister was like
Easy Rider.
Well. Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy to me. And that like pales because like, Cliff Robertson, Stacy Keach, the one chick from the one Ensign Bajoran from Star Trek: The Next Generation, who every time I see her, the brunette with like the short hair, she was a Bajoran who served on the Enterprise.
Nana Visitor?
No, I know Nana Visitor. She was no. She's the other one. She was on TNG.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Come on, Star Trek.
Ensign Rowe.
Ensign Rowe.
Yeah.
Every time I see her on anything, I always remember her line from Escape from New York, where it's just like, he's not even here. It's a hologram. And that's the only, like, every time I see her, I was like, that's the only line I think of.
That's amazing. I fall deeply, deeply in love with her every time I see her. She's just one of those women that I was just, as a kid, I was like, wowzers.
Yeah, I went the other way on that one.
That's fair. Totally understandable. Good morning, John.
Good morning, John. How you doing, buddy? It's a pleasure to see you, and I'm glad you joined in. And Dale, you as well, my friend. Morning to you. She's not ugly. She's not, but I think it's because my correlation whenever I see her is Escape from LA, and she was so terrible in that movie. Not a bad actor.
That's fair.
She's just kind of an annoying character.
Mm-hmm.
And when she says that line, that delivery of that line is so bad. He's not even here. It's a hologram. It's like, what are you doing? I was like, you ruined a perfectly fun moment in the movie right now.
That's fair. She was a little yelpy. It always got me because she was very stern and in command, and apparently I have a thing for that.
Well, in TNG that worked.
Yeah, exactly.
She had a rebellious side because she's Bajoran, and that's the way it is. But in this movie, it's like she was only there to chime in and be a dick sometimes. Because even when like they explain to him that they put the Pluttoxic 7 in him, like that fake flu disease that he has for like 10 hours or whatever.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that. She's
like, we already administered it. Like she was just being like, she was goading and kind of being a dick, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like she's just being a dick.
I noticed you just kind of take issue with anyone who tries to go after Snake Plissken and or Kurt Russell's characters in general. I think that
might be true.
I think that's it.
Because I hate that kid who played the elf in the new Santa Claus movie with what's his name. He was kind of a jerk. I'm like,
yep.
He's just like, I'm just so upset. I don't care. You leave Kurt Russell alone. You don't mess with Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell deserves better.
Oh, don't even get me started on Bone Tomahawk. I'm not okay with that.
That's my birthday, buddy.
That is your birthday, buddy. It's the same day as you.
Yep.
So if you want to know when Casey's birthday is, look up Kurt Russell's. We're not telling.
Presents.
We should start giving, like, you want details about us? We're gonna match them to something, and then we're gonna make you look for them.
That's amazing. It's like the worst Pokemon Go treasure hunt ever.
The Snob Scavenger Hunt.
The Snob Scavenger Hunt. Find out things about our lives and who we are as humans.
You can find Casey's address taped to the back of it in Toledo. But first, you have to call back to the episode where we talked about Toledo. Why was Toledo important?
And it happens to be like on the back, taped to the back of like a statue that has to do with, I don't know, Starship Troopers.
No, we talked about Toledo last week. Remember?
Oh, we have to have video stores everywhere. What if we do video stores?
I have no idea what you're talking. Are you having a stroke?
Yes, if we leave clues in video stores all across the nation, because I'm sure they still exist. There's got to be like 5, so that way it's even harder to find them.
That's fair. Yeah, I could be in on that. You got to like, yeah. But we have to put them in the weirdest town available.
Oh, absolutely.
This has got to be odd. Like, why are there multiple video stores popping up here? Like, we don't even understand what's happening. And just scare the people. That's the way. You have to just scare the people.
This is the way. Just terrify everyone.
Yeah. So this week has been pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, we didn't start the day out real quick. I just do want to say, Happy Veterans Day, everyone.
I can't believe I forgot. And you know what? I'm such an idiot. Happy Veterans Day, everybody, especially Casey. Happy Veterans Day to you. I didn't even say it to my wife.
Thank you, sir.
Say it to her. So I was getting ready for this, and I was looking at my phone, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Because Butterworth, friend from Manassas, posted, a happy Marine Corps birthday from yesterday.
Yep, yesterday was the big Marine Corps' 267th, I believe.
I thought it was 47th.
Something like that.
Something, yeah. And so I went, and as soon as I saw them, I'm like, oh, that's right, it's Veterans Day today. We got to say something on the show. And I didn't. That's how we feel about veterans. No.
Well, enjoy the rest of your day.
Casey's out. No. Of course, we love our veterans, and we appreciate you, in your service and everything you've done. And it's Veterans Day, and it's an important day, and it should be recognized. I just can't believe I forget it.
It's important to, thank a vet. Thank all your friends, all your family, everybody who happens to be a veteran. Remember, this is for just a good time for remembrance and to be grateful and thankful, and buy them a beer.
Or if they don't drink, buy them coffee.
Exactly. It's important. There's also, I know there's always a lot of issues because of a lot of suicide and a lot of problems that happen with veterans and a lot of struggles that they go through. So any show of support is always a good one. So we love you.
Yeah, 100%. All right. It's also another big week. We had elections this week.
We did. Yeah, there's a lot going on. The first week in November was weird, huh?
Yeah. And it's crazy for me is my surfboard broke. So when I tried to ride that red wave in, it didn't really work out for me.
Yeah,
how did it go for everybody else? Was it a fun wave? I'm kidding. I have to give a little bit of bitter sauce, but it was funny that the red wave was coming and it didn't. But I feel like it's just the numbers of just basically what it is. Like, I mean, it felt like on par. Like there was no like huge overtaking or anything like that. What do you think?
I mean, I wasn't blown away. I'll be honest with you. After voting, I kind of just walked away and was like, I don't know what to think. We've reached a point now when it comes to politics that unfortunately we are not where we need to be as a nation and where we should be as a nation. There's a lot of regression and a lot of people trying to roll us back to a place where people have fewer rights. We have an entire party now that seems to be out to remove rights from people rather than continuing to grow rights, which is the thing that the United States was founded upon. The rule of law is a little jacked up and wonky, considering now that the highest court has basically said they're going to go back and change precedent, and precedent no longer matters. So basically the rule of law has completely been broken.
Oh my God. I should not have taken you to a dark place this morning.
So that's I don't really have a whole lot of hope here, Mick, for exactly what you're looking for the future of what kind of nation we remember as children. Doesn't exist. So
one day at a time, my friend. One day at a time. Let's see how it goes.
We'll see, man. But I have no future. I hold no promise for the future, for where it was and just where we're going to wind up.
Casey, I'm not saying you got to have hope, but you got to hold on to something. You got to give.
It's not going to be the same nation. There's going to be people leaving. There's going to be wars. People are going to fight each other, kill each other over this crap. We're already seeing it, and it's only going to continue.
Oh, we never.
Human beings are vicious, brutal, gnarly things, and as much as we try and want to.
All right. Let's go somewhere else. Let's see. Boy George gags on disgusting fermented dish.
We shouldn't have started with politics in the morning, bro.
I didn't know. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. I was like, where are we going with this? Uh-oh. I screwed up.
This is how I'll get you to avoid politics again. Just going to make it dark every time. Just complete nosedive every single time.
Let's go back to Black Panther. Let's talk about that. Although it's a very political movie.
Which one?
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, it's perfectly serviceable to what would actually happen, and the fact that we have a country who's weakened because of the loss of its king,
mm-hmm.
and everyone's trying to take them over.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, come on. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but they pulled it off, man. They did a great job with it. I absolutely loved it. And the dude who plays Namor,
yeah, how was that?
He knocked it out of the park, man. Namor's such a great character.
Awesome.
And I can be honest with you, I never really cared about Namor in the comics. I'm like, whatever.
Same. He was never one of my favorites. I barely liked him. Occasionally, he had a neat Fantastic Four storyline, but that was it.
Yeah, for me, I understand he's been around for so long.
Yeah, he's one of the originals, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was Submariner with Human Torch and Captain America.
That's OG.
You don't get much more before that, except for Superman and Batman in comic book world. But for me, he was just boring. He was just kind of always an ass that just kind of came in and was just a dick to everyone, and then left. And he was kind of like Black Adam in that sense. It's kind of funny that they both have movies that were I liked. I thought they were pretty good, but they were both very boring villains in my opinion. But man, then the changes they made, I love that they made him Mesoamerican.
Okay.
It takes place in Yucatan area in Central America. Cool. And that whole lore of that and where that came from and how they're connected to their people are connected to the Wakandans in such a way, and why it made perfect sense what was happening. But he's a dick in this too. He is. He's just kind of like, no, we're not going to let up. This isn't how we do things because we hate you. Not like, no, I'm oversimplifying it, but it's definitely worth going to check out and see the story. I wouldn't call him one of the best villains. He was the villain of this story, and I liked how they did that. So I'm anxious to see how it plays out.
Nice. Sounds good. Sounds like it was very exciting.
It was fun. It was a good time. So you want to get back into politics? Is that...
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the other things we're going to see as we continue on this dire course towards the rambling end of society and the collapse of all of our futures as we know it.
Wait, what?
No, I'm joking. I'm not.
Oh, it was like, man, you're going really dark. So
Friday morning, this is what it's like when it rains, man. When it rains, it pours.
I woke up to the rain and it was just like, I don't want to do anything.
I woke up to the rain and had that exact same thing. It was like 5:30 and I woke up and was like, uh-oh, it's raining out. That's not going to be good. And I, reset my alarm. And of course I wake up at like 6:40 and I'm like, yep.
Yeah, I know. Because I got up around 5:45. I usually go to get coffee and such. And like today, I was just like, my stomach was messed up all week. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna leave the coffee alone. And then I went. So I got up, did my thing, started getting ready and stuff like that. And I swear, I was just like all that rain, all those rain drops keep falling on my. No, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the song. Whenever I start hearing that rain, it starts becoming more soothing. So I'm like, it's like 6:15. I think I need to lay back down. I think that's my best option at this moment. And that's never the right option. If you're up, stay up. Like, do it. Don't mess around.
Always. There's time to nap afterward.
Sorry, I am sending messages.
Important messages.
It is. Well, I'm also typing in. So there we go. All right, let's get into it. It's a 3-hour show. Calm down, people. I packed my bags. We're going on a tour. We're still waking up. It's 7:30 in the morning. 7:30 in the morning.
7:30 in the morning. All this week I have been at work before this time.
You're ridiculous.
And been working. Been working.
What is going on? And I don't want to get too hardcore into it because I know I like to keep keep our work lives and stuff separate from the shows most of the time. But like, what is going on in a very broad sense that's making you need to be, you of all people need to be there that early?
So this week, we've had our director in town because my facility that I work at is getting an upgrade of and like all of the things that it can. So there's a lot of moving parts with that. And we've had a few things have happened at work where people haven't been able to come in. So it's been a lot of extra work on top of the work that's been added. And there's potential for me. I, obviously want to move up in my career. So I'm working harder to learn more stuff so I can do that. And this week has just been a crash course of all the things, which is great. I love it. I really do. I love my job. I love working. I'm a maniac like that. I love to work.
I don't think that's a maniac thing. I mean, work is fun and work is good if you're really into it.
Yeah, and I want, to progress in my career, and I really enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun. Of course, I would like to make money doing this and do this for the rest of my life, but this is a retirement plan. That is to make sure my daughter is fed for now.
Join our Patreon.
So we can make this dream come true. So yeah, it was just, it's just been a lot. Like, it's not bad. Nothing's bad going on. It's not like there's, somebody being stupid or something terrible happened. It's just there's so much going on and so many things, so many moving parts that I'm now becoming a member of. So, yeah. And it's great. It's just, a lot.
It is a lot. It's too much for one man, in my opinion. But I don't know.
Well, this is a lot of the planning phase too, and I didn't realize that the whole measure twice, cut once means like plan 7,000 times before a company will release their budget, so you can actually prove that you can do the thing you said you're going to do, and then purchase the parts that they're telling you to hurry up and purchase. It's a very weird process, and it's a very cool thing, but I love it, man. I'm having a blast.
Good, man. Well, I'm glad that it wasn't a bad week for you.
No. I mean, just a lot. Like, and then I also happen to, live an hour and a half away from work. So, 2.5 to 3 hours on the road is pretty brutal every day.
Yeah, that's fair. But at least you're off for the weekend.
Yeah, baby. It's Friday.
How's it still 2.5, 3 hours if you leave like when there's no traffic?
Oh, it's not when I leave when there's no traffic. But I have to leave when there's no traffic. Well, and on the way home, there's always traffic. That's not even a thing.
Not if you leave at 2 p.m.
Between the hours of 3 and 8, Northern Virginia is shut down. And then if you get over that time frame, after 11, now all of a sudden the actual one of the different highways is being shut down because it's being worked on after 11. So there is no there's such a small sliver of a window that, yes, I understand 8 to 11 is 3 hours, but it's not the amount of time you think it is.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's because you never need to be there in the off times.
Yeah, never. Nope.
That's fair.
It's the worst.
John says, if I rest my eyes for any amount of time in the morning, after getting up in the morning, the day is going to be trashed.
100%.
I get that. And George G3's here. He says, Friday. It is
Friday. What's
Friday.
up, gent?
TGIF. I feel great.
Mm-hmm.
Not tired at all.
Well, you're lucky in that.
No,
I'm not tired, by the way. I'm actually realizing that. So now as I'm like, why have I not been able to wake up yet? It's because of the residuals of that lollipop. I didn't realize because I also have been taking a break from most extracurriculars. So as I continue this journey to attempt to quit smoking, not attempt,
Good.
I'm going to do it. It's happening.
Damn right.
It's just hard, and I'm taking, being better between stuff. You can hear all the funk building up. So there's a good combination today. I have my Mucinex, so I'm ready to really start hacking some stuff up. Really excited.
Do it after the show.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I can't do it before the show. I have to make sure I have a voice by Tuesday. So as soon as we're done here, it begins.
Oh, my God. Paulina
This
Gretzky.
is still lollipop. Yeah. What?
Paulina Gretzky reveals intimate new look at Dustin Johnson wedding. See, she's a beautiful woman and such, but that has nothing to do with. I would marry her just to have the great one be my father-in-law.
I mean, that is pretty amazing to be able to just hang out with Wayne Gretzky or at Wayne Gretzky.
Could you imagine? Oh, if you don't think. I mean, granted, she married Dustin Johnson, great golfer and such, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't think I would be over there for every hockey game, just bring over some Molson Ice because that's probably what he drinks, and just watch the hockey games with Wayne. 100%.
Oh, that's so cool.
Does he have a mutant type granddaughter that I can force one of my children to marry?
Oh, possible. I'm sure it's possible.
I want to hang out with you.
Why do they have to be mutant type, by the way?
I don't know.
What exactly were you going for? Are you hoping for a
Because
Dazzler?
a mutant in the Great Ones family is probably a 9.
Of course that's what you meant by mutant. I thought X-Men. I legitimately was like a superpowered one?
He might be. He is the great one.
He's the great one. Paulina plays incredible golf. And then I'm sure there's one of them who can do something else magical. They drive. They're incredible drivers. Maybe there's a phenomenal... he's the skater and the stick handler. And he just has too many ands. Okay,
keep going.
I was going to say his eyes, his brain, the man's vision. It was totally functional, amazing.
Everything.
This is ridiculous.
He looks great.
So who in the world are you going to have in there? Who stands up? Being the daughter to Wayne Gretzky has got to be a little easier than being the son to Wayne Gretzky. You imagine trying to be the son to Wayne Gretzky?
I want to see what Wayne Gretzky's sons look like.
Like you feel like they're probably working really hard to just be fulfilled. Not loved, because I feel like that man loves. Man loves hard.
Yeah, they're all
but
really
to be
good
fulfilled because you're always going to be in that shadow.
They're like intensely good looking, and it's annoying. They're probably, yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how pretty they are, and they're all probably really successful. But whatever. I mean, whatever.
I'd say John's pretty successful considering he's got himself an awesome wife, an amazing daughter, and a half-mile walk to work.
Half-mile walk to work is just a killer commute. I have to wait for deer to cross the road. Love it. George 2 says, Mucinex looks like Widex.
I think he meant Windex.
I got a Widex for you.
I got a Widex. Hey, y'all, come over here and check out this Widex, I say.
Tastes like castor oil, but clears you up 72 hours.
How
is that good? How is that good, George? You mean to tell me the Mucinex that you're taking that should clear you up like in the recommended 24 hours on the bottle takes 72 hours to clear you up, and it's like this stuff works like gold, I told you. You're like the worst snake oil salesman ever.
I was going to say, he comes into George now just comes into town with his little cart and just come round, folks, come round. Let's go ahead and show you exactly how things work here. Like it's just bitters. That's all he's drinking is he's just selling bottles of bitters.
You buy this and eventually you'll get better.
You'll clear up and someday everything will be fine. Exactly how long does it take? Well, anywhere from 12 hours to 17 years. Good luck.
When the moon is bright and the cattle are driving.
Make sure to remember you can only drink it on 3 days after a waxing full moon.
When your wife has a period, wait a week.
Oh
what? Casey,
That's not how it works.
It makes no sense. The 72 hours makes no sense either. Casey quitting smoking. Me and Mick losing the pounds. 2023 looking pretty good. Don't lump me in with you. I'll gain them if I want to.
Heck yeah, go and help.
I love my
George.
lady lump.
That's right.
Just being contrary now. Just being a dick.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to talk over your contrarianness.
Yeah. I mean, I took one look at Wayne Gretzky's sons, and I'm like, I hate how I look.
Hey, you are a beautiful, wonderful human being, and don't you dare worry about it, and don't you get your head out of that mind space, all right? You're a badass, bro, and I won't hear it any other way. Excuse me.
Listen, all I'm saying is Warren Beatty is in the news again, and things are.
Oh my God! How about that, man? I did. How ridiculous was that? I was like, "Come on, Clyde, what are you doing?"
Morning, David. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, David.
So basically, let me pull it up. I just had it up. Warren Beatty has been accused by a woman, Charlotte Hirsch, on video saying she was 14 years old in 1973 when the actor had raped her, which of course is horrible and no joking matter. But yeah, now it's coming out. And I mean, listen, I don't know what's true, what's not true, and I'm not going to point fingers. The law can handle that. But I'm going to share my speculation.
Oh, please do.
No. I'm not going to even do that. Could you... I'm going to make Casey do it. Could you see...
All right, what you got?
Could you see Warren Beatty doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's him
Business
hammered at a
lives.
party. Just, I mean, back in the days of the sloshingness and everyone partied that way. Hell yeah. 73, no questions asked.
Yeah,
I
he was
100%
like one of the
think
biggest
that
stars too.
Huge stars like that absolutely cannot say that all of them are trash, but they have avenues that allow them more rapidly to slide into the trash kingdom.
Yeah, that's fair.
And when you do it, then you become trash. Now I'm pretty sure he is.
George G3. Now I don't mind you making fun of how I speak because I probably did misspeak. Logic would dictate that the videos from 2023,
Right?
and when finally came out.
Yeah.
But they did exist. Like there were like personal camera units that mostly rich people owned in 1973. That's how we find and unearth lots of crazy stuff.
I mean, that was Roman Polanski was famous for his home videos.
Yeah, I think there was one that he kind of left out.
Probably. But he had him back in that
no
era. You know what I'm
house.
saying? That was in the 60s. So I completely, yeah.
Oh, 70s.
What?
Those 70s.
Polanski?
When his crime?
And Sharon Tate?
Well, that was 60s. But I didn't know.
I'm sorry. That's what I was talking about. Because his home videos of him and Sharon Tate and all that.
Yeah,
wandering around the house. Yeah.
You know which night he wasn't filming?
Haha. Golly, that was terrible. We can't get out of this. Not this morning. We can't seem to break out of this terrible shell of awfulness we've trapped ourselves in.
Morning, Kathleen. You're late, so you don't get the other compliment that Casey gave you.
Good morning, Kathleen. How are you, fancy lady?
It was actually a compliment for John that Casey gave, but it added you to it, and it was complimentary towards you. So just know that exists on camera, on video in 2023, much like Warren Beatty's.
On video in 20. Meanwhile, hundreds of years in the future.
Dude, I have no idea what's happening. I guess Madonna licked water out of a dog bowl in an embarrassing new video.
I mean, who's it really embarrassing to? I'll tell you who's embarrassing. Britney Spears is embarrassing.
Okay. Was not expecting this topic.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Get into it.
So here's the thing. Because if we're going to do the Madonna thing, Madonna's fine. Madonna's going to do whatever she's going to do. She's a wacky maniac woman. She's very straightforward about it and always has been.
Okay.
Britney Spears has since come off of her conservatorship. So from her father, and has gotten married and, is doing great. Very happy for her. But she's been posting a lot of nude pics, right? Like lots of
I don't know
pics.
anything about it.
Okay, so on her Instagrams, she's been posting topless and rolling around in the beach and everything for years now. At this point, it's a couple years she's been doing this to get a lot of attention and everything, and especially more recently. Though she was in an interview recently where she was discussing her two sons because she has a couple boys. Remember around the head shave days of Britney, she always had her baby boys with her. Well, the sons have come out recently and talked about how it's uncomfortable. And they reached out to Britney saying, we don't like that you do this, Mom. It's uncomfortable that you're naked everywhere, Mom. Like, it's kind of messing with us and we get picked on for it. And she pulled a whole sorry about your bad luck, boys. It's like,
sorry about your bad luck.
Yeah, she was just crappy about it. And I was like, she's like, I'm going to be free and do whatever I want. And it's like, look, I get that. But you could be a little sensitive to your boys for like a couple years. I'm not even saying you have to be a long time, but at the 14, 15-year-old age, the 13, the young boys that having issues with the MILF thing, I get it. I get it. Or even just go to straight OnlyFans with it. We could do that. There's plenty of places and plenty of people who will pay for that. So,
yeah, I mean, it's such a weird. Okay, so my only take on this, freshly shaved.
Ooh, fancy.
My only take on this is, so I had a friend back in like elementary school. Like we were young. That was something. My son's right over there. He's probably getting ready. Listen, I can only take up so much.
Just throwing stuff at you.
Screw these guys. Hardwood floors, man. That's the wave of the future.
Yes, sir.
So I had a friend when we were in elementary school. And he's a good friend, you know, we hung out. His mother was a model.
Yes.
She had been in Playboy. And even at that young of an age, it was like, wow, who is this human being? Like, how does this type of beauty exist? And as we got older, we started realizing, oh man, and like we saw the Playboy and such. So from that perspective of not being a son of somebody, but like being one of the other kids, like we didn't make fun of them. We were like, hey, your mom, you know, there were kids who did. But it was like, I could see like how horrified he was.
Right.
And, but that's the way she made her money. Now, I now realize this is a little bit different of a situation. That's like that was how she made her money. That's how she did like, and Playboy isn't like, you know, even back then was like, there was something a little more regal about it.
Well, there was. I mean, yeah. I mean, I love the Charisma Carpenter episodes, as we've stated before. So I found there was, you know, there were better articles in Playboy. It was more respectful.
Yeah. Yeah, the jokes were fun. Like they had some really good stuff in there. And I will attest to that. It was always a good read. You know, it's always a good magazine just to read. And I mean, look, Maxim and all those other
FHM,
FHM, all those, they were basically just Playboy without the nudity, and they tried even harder to be. You know, like it was so suggestive. It's almost like just at this point, just do the nudity. Like,
yeah, I mean, it was.
What are you doing at this point? Yeah. You're just basically trying to be Playboy, but for like a younger audience.
Yeah, we were the younger audience, bro. At that point, we were that audience.
That's true. That was very true. Well, you know, but like my point on this is, I get that they're upset, and it sucks. It does. But maybe the best choice in this scenario, because your mother is Britney Spears, you know, she has been, let's be real, selling sex since she started.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's not even a question.
No shame in that, and I'm not taking anything away from her for doing that.
I absolutely want to say, as you know, I fully support any job, sex workers, any position. I absolutely support it. I think making money doing that way, it's your body, your choice. Do whatever you want to do. I believe in chaotic freedom. Everyone has the right to do whatever they want to do as long as they're not hurting other people.
And I think that's a great point. And I think that's the fine line here is like, if she was not doing this, they're going to be made fun of for any one of her videos.
I mean, that's true. Look,
like there's and I mean, really, what's the best, most ideal situation here? Her boys put her under conservatorship, and you know, maybe with their grandfather, and we'll just leave it at that.
That sounds terrible, and that's absolutely not where I wanted to go with that.
You gotta kind of let it. I mean, it sucks, and if she's not listening to him, that kind of sucks too, because it's her sons, and I'm sure they just want to feel heard in this scenario.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's going to be a million reasons why, if you're making fun of them for being the sons of Britney Spears and sexuality nature of it, I mean, there's a number of things that they can use.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I mean, honestly, those boys could carry around just a copy of Lucky and just play that. That would probably melt everybody's ears, so they'd be fine with that. Do that music video. Do you remember that one?
Which one?
The Lucky? You're going to make me sing this.
No, but I can't. Like, what was she wearing?
She's so lucky.
She's so weird.
A star. The one where she's got the sequence dress and she's like in her star.
I know it. I know it. When you say that, if you say red jumpsuit, if you say like the green top, I know it's driving me crazy. If it's the schoolgirl outfit, I know it's the hit me baby one more time.
Yep.
Like, it was distinct. It's like Madonna in a lot of ways too. Like if you just tell me what she was wearing in one of her videos, like I can tell you which one of the songs they were. But and it's not limited to women.
But for some reason, there's something about, if that's the way you want to do it, Madonna, do it. I'm all about it. Britney, keep doing what you're doing. I get it. It's when your kids specifically ask, could you please just not roll around naked on Instagram? That's it. That
Yeah.
you know what? I absolutely would do that for my daughter. If she was like, "Dad, you have to stop rolling around naked in the
But that
forest on Instagram."
makes you a better parent. Now, she can get as mad as she wants at me saying that, but that's true. Like, you're listening to your kids and you're choosing to do something that makes you a better parent. Like, I'm not accusing.
Yeah, I'm just hoping she doesn't ever see the pictures and videos of me rolling around in the woods naked, so that way I don't have to stop doing it.
Oh, I have a flash drive right here.
Awesome. Good
Right.
man.
No, but that's the thing. Like, Brittany, ultimately, you can make the choice you want, but you're being a shitty mom.
Yeah. Whereas Madonna full on accepted what she was doing, and she was a good mom. You know what I'm saying? Although apparently she wasn't. Now, in the fullness of time, the kids are like with Guy Ritchie, and they're like, "Fuck that lady." So,
and there are differences. Like, we were talking about sex workers and such, and it's like, if a sex worker has a kid and whatever, work is work. Like, you're doing your thing, you're making your money, and you're providing for your family, and that's great. And the kids need to understand that too. Like, yeah, you're getting made fun of, but her using her sexuality probably gave you a much better life.
Right. So
if that's the case, you're kind of enjoying the life and then telling her to stop doing this in another way. And it's like, really though? Like, I mean, but if your kids are asking you and you're just basically like, nah, I'm good, bro, you are a shitty mom.
Yeah, right.
Like, any parent would be shitty in that scenario. Sturdy, what's up, man?
What's up, Sturdy?
Kathleen says, Mick, my dad always said he got Playboy for the articles. And I would believe him. Like, listen, I mean, ultimately, the number one reason is there. We know it. It's on the cover. We get it.
Well, yeah, because it's been proven that, staring at boobs for over, I think it's 14 hours a week just makes you a happier person in general.
I don't doubt that at all.
I don't know if those numbers are right at all, but it sounded fun.
I can tell you some famous, like, Playboy was some of the best interviews of all time, hands down. And they did
There were some good ones. There was some good copy in there.
There's a lot of good things about it. George C3 says, Brittany spelled wrong, Patreon or Scene Snob Patreon, decision. Well, since you can only spell one of them right, go with that. I love George, and I love picking on George, and I hope he's okay with it.
You do love it.
He's so much fun. He's a sweet guy. He's like a teddy bear.
Well, and obviously, George, you don't want to go with the Britney one because it's just going to be all befuddled with bullcrap. But mine will be way cooler, and you'll get to see us in all sorts of wacky positions, and who knows what kind of hijinks we'd be up to.
It's just Casey and I scissoring, but it's just we each have scissors. Just a pair of scissors.
Just randomly throughout the world, we just take pictures of ourselves randomly holding scissors together.
Oh my God. This is Casey and I scissoring in Rome. This is Casey and I scissoring in China. This is Casey and I scissoring in North Korea. I like how you put him down. We want out. This is us cutting the wires to the missiles.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Why won't our defense systems work?
Let's just try to recreate Spies Like Us. What do you say? That's what we're going to try to do.
That is such, I feel like that was a movie that so many people. That's actually true. Actually, Casey, take a picture of you holding a pair of scissors, and I'll do the same. And then I'm gonna Photoshop fun.
Awesome. There we go.
We're going all over.
It'll be amazing. Which you can find out how to do, how to work Canva or any other Photoshop by using Skillshare.
Affiliate link below. So shameless plug. So we're going on, and so we talked about Warren Beatty. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about this whole lottery thing? I don't fully understand. Like, the Powerball, of course, was over. I think it got to $2 billion. Mm-hmm. But it was like at 1.5 at one point, and then they did the drawing. So I went out and I bought new tickets that Monday. for the Wednesday drawing because they said it was going to be like 2 billion. I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll join in. I did not win because I guess on that same day I bought tickets, they were like, no, we screwed up. Here you go. And they gave the 2 billion to somebody else.
Wow, that's fun.
I mean, not somebody else from me. It's not like I won or had the numbers or anything. I'm just saying.
It would have been a lot cooler if the story was, these sons of bitches stole $2 billion from me.
I know, right? Like, come on, man.
How Mick's get his billions back.
I want so bad to win some money.
Well, I mean, yeah, same.
I mean,
I want to be able to make money without earning it. Are you kidding me? That would be incredible.
$2 billion. Do you know what I could do with $2 billion? I could buy Twitter.
Not quite.
Yeah, I could. It's way worse than it was.
Well, I mean, that's fair. It is. You could almost buy Amazon. Amazon lost $1 billion this year.
How? How did they lose $1 billion?
They were valuated at $1.8 billion. And then when after earnings and everything came out in revenue this year and the reports are all in, they made $878 million. So they went from $1.8 billion to $878 million.
It's because it stopped ordering Funko Pops.
That was a big part of it. They actually direct correlation.
First off, I have not stopped, but I've slowed down. I was like, I've done.
I have not stopped.
I'm almost at like 3:30.
I love how your PSA is like, whoa, I'm not any better. I still have these things coming in.
I have nowhere to put them at the moment. We moved, so they're all still packed up. We're gonna put them all downstairs because we're gonna make a sitting TV room, but I just haven't gotten there yet.
You could do a pyramid behind you right now.
I could. Well, it's kind of tough. It's like my chair's on the wall. John says, the whole thing with Eli Lilly parody account buying a verification checkmark on Twitter was amazing. Twitter's going to crash and burn.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who
Twitter's
Eli
going to be destroyed very soon.
That seems
Twitter's just not going to hold on. I mean, do you see? So they fired all of these people, right? Laid off a huge swath of employees, and then had the gall a couple days later to come back and be like, "Oh, joke's on us. We didn't mean to fire you. You're one of the people we need for our UI design," and like stuff like that. Like, yeah, they were going back trying to rehire people. It's ridiculous, and then doing the whole absolutely no more work from home, a mandate. Everyone has to be back in the office, which I am not against people being in the office. I understand office environments. I understand building those relationships and doing that in person is actually very helpful. I think we've also understanding that there's a hybrid model that works. Being able to do some work from home and some come into the office, there's an effective balance there. You can make that work. And considering the current cost of fuel and everything else going on in the world, it'd be really freaking helpful right about now to just maybe abate a little bit and pump the brakes.
Yeah.
So,
and that's. I know a lot of people are. That's Eli. No, Biden does the same crap. They don't care. They want you back in the office. And honestly, after 2020, and the psychological effects that we're even seeing in kids and like rushing them to get them back into school and how they're and listen, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have or this, that, or the other thing. All I'm saying is we're pushing too far too fast. And if there are some people who just aren't comfortable, I think we need to be more open with that. And it's not a laziness thing because it has been proven that people working from home in that time on all levels really showed that productivity increased and was better. You know, so I do get like if there are some people, because there's got to be a lot of people dealing with a lot of mental health and anguish who are introverts anyway.
Yeah. And
forcing them as quick as you can to come back in, especially in a setting like Twitter where it's all online anyway. You know, there's not much.
There's just a lot of things where it doesn't make sense. And I understand you want office culture. Well, then once a week, have an office party. Once a week or something if you want to do that. Or if you're making it this way, then 2 days a month. You know, if you want something like that, but you've got so many people who work well, not sitting in a bullpen essentially together so they can scream at one another across the way. Well, we have the technology now that we don't need to be that close.
Yeah.
You don't need to sit in the cubicles. You can literally be doing that from look at us right now. What we're doing right now is point in fact of how we can function. And I love being able to share my screen on Microsoft Teams and interact with my guys. It's awesome.
It definitely works.
And it's better sometimes than being right there, because sometimes when a person's over your shoulder and you're trying to train somebody, I don't know, I get a little stressy about it. Sometimes it's uncomfortable for me, or it's not always the right time, you know?
And
whereas
it's so much easier to just share your screen, like you said, and do all those things.
You can schedule time comfortably from home. It's ezy peasy, you know?
And it's helpful
Morning,
with
Jason.
kids, too. Like, if you have kids, which has always been a thing. Morning, Jason. How you doing, bud? You know, it frees a lot of things. Daycare is expensive. Shoot.
Yeah. Childcare is very expensive. 63.
I said shoot.
I'm sure you did.
If people don't have to go in the office,
mind.
that means a lot of middle management is obsolete and can be downsized for further reduced. Exactly.
Bingo. You don't need my job. You don't need my middle management button there anymore.
You know, but there's get rid of you. No, I'm just kidding. No, you of course need it. You have a different
there's very
situation.
little downside, I know.
There's a physical entity that people have to be at your job. So there's a difference, and I get that, and I understand that culture, and people are working in that industry. Yeah, like you can't work at Boston Dynamics from home.
Certain areas you can't. Yep.
You know, like you know, maybe in some instances in engineering and things like that, but ultimately you need to keep in those buildings all the artificial intelligence that you're building right now.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, I'm going to give you Casey's Corner for a few minutes, and I shall return in uno momento.
All right. I have prepared, as always, absolutely nothing for all of you beautiful people, except to hang out with me. So while we're sitting here having these conversations, and I want to bring this up to one of John's points, that the Twitter verification, the magical blue check mark, costing $8 a year or a month, $8 a month as a subscription platform, is supposed to help weed out all of these fake accounts. It's supposed to help weed out anybody who's, you know, who's lying, who's not saying they are who they are. The whole point of the blue verification check mark was for people to know who was actually the human they wanted to talk to or read from, whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, with what Elon Musk is doing by attempting to make this a subscription $8 a month fee, he's put it in the hands of every Tom, Dick, and Harry, as we like to say, who has the ability to be a total jackhole. Anybody who can be as absurd as they want to be and do the terribly wrong thing for the terribly wrong reason. So all these pranksters, like in the case of Eli Lilly, an insulin manufacturer, there was a parody account that tweeted that insulin was going to be free going forward. Now you can imagine that having the blue check mark and then lying about it and creating something like that is going to throw Eli Lilly into a tailspin. And why would they want to stay on a platform that's going to simply put them down and throw them around like that? So I feel personally that Twitter is about to go the way of the dodo. And this excites me because this means that Twitter, there's a door open. There's an opportunity for disruption. One of the greatest things that we've seen in our time is the way that things change the game. MySpace came out and gave us this platform right after AOL. We had AOL Instant Messenger that allowed us to speak to each other. It was amazing. And then MySpace came out and allowed us to speak to each other and have pages where we could basically scrapbook our lives and throw all our things up there. Like if you ever had a school book, one of the textbooks that you'd put a dust cover on, and then you draw throughout the year with all the different scribbles and things and all the different messages to friends, maybe notes from other people, signing your name 100 times because you were really that bored and had to nail your signature for, not impersonating your mom to go on that field trip. That was not it. So that was the cool thing about MySpace, is it gave us sort of your locker. You could kick it open and you had all of your stuff there and all your pictures of your friends and whomever was on the going about. So you had a way to interact with other people. And then you grew your friendship and you grew your friend base. This carried on into Facebook, which then eventually would topple, MySpace. And all of this continues to perpetuate. Now Meta is floundering, so it's a matter of finding, where do we go next? It's really exciting right now to see what happens, because Twitter was able to come in and do with words what Instagram has done with pictures and what Facebook has done for building friendships. So we'll see what actually happens and what comes of all of this. But my hope is it's going to be a cooler, more informative, fun platform and streaming something that's going to change. And we're going to watch Elon Musk's head explode when he finds out that there's something better than what he's created, or just once again purchased, not created. And I'm hoping it's from some of these team members of Twitter who got canned. So good luck whatever's coming next, and hope it's going to be exciting.
Twitter for life, baby.
Yeah, I know. You're this Twitter guy over here. Twitter head.
I met a lot of fun people on Twitter. I have. And Twitter was good for what it was. It's not going to be the same. I agree. Whoops. So Twitter's not going to be the same. Elon is going to change it. I don't think it's going to go away. And I think it will still be a powerhouse. But I do think that with Facebook laying people off and Twitter laying people off, and it's just like going downhill fast. Guys, if you look for hot girls, get them here.
Sweet.
So, Jesus, the bots are out.
The bots have returned.
Elon's bots have heard me. They're all Twitter verified.
The Elon bot attack.
So I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I do think new things are going to be created, but I always thought that. I always thought like eventually there will be a new Facebook. There will,
of course, because
let's face facts. Facebook is used for old people. No,
yeah,
it really is. Like, it's so funny to me when people are, especially other podcasters and stuff, are just like, start yourself a Facebook group. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I have a Facebook group. Nobody cares. It's so great. Like, kids are using Discord. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Discord's the way to go, man. That's the wave of the future.
I'm not saying that means I'm like avant-garde of. I don't even know if that's the right term. I don't even care. I don't care.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Greg.
Nobody cares, Greg. Dotson, we got Dotson here. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
No, but seriously though, like, people don't care about your Facebook. They don't, and you got to spread out. TikTok is owned by China.
Yeah,
it's the CCP running it, and they're talking about how they may be influencing people. Fine, but everybody's on it, and
people are still using it.
Yeah, and then I hear so many people are just like, "Well, TikTok's a fad. It's all about Facebook," and it's like, "Are you 109 years old?"
What about the Instas, bro? We just skipping over pictures? Because that's all I'm about, man.
Instagram is Instagram's still cool, but, and I'm saying this at 40. So tell me,
isn't it hip?
It's hip. It's hipper than Facebook. Like, when they started the metaverse, what's his name? Zuckerberg?
There it is.
Did Zuckerberg really not look around at his audience and be like, yeah, this senior citizen center is going to be all about VR. I'm telling you. That's the way it's going to be. Like, I know what they're trying to do, but get out of here. Like, come on. Yeah. Stop it. No wonder you're laying people off, you idiots.
They're not all
the people who are getting laid off, the other people.
Well, that's the other thing with Meta, man. That's 11,000 people. That's insane. Like, he blew through over something like $7 billion just trying to syncing it into a failed product. Like they ran a test recently where the metaverse had only 30 active human accounts. Because all the rest are bots. There's like 700 or some ridiculous number of bots in there.
It's ridiculous. But that's the thing. Like, look at what the younger generations are using primarily.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, which isn't fancy, it's just very easy. It's like Tinder. Like, you just swipe to the next one.
Yeah, they made it really easy to steal all your information.
I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Okay, we got Dotson. We got Dotson over here.
I really like. Fine, go ahead, take it. It's yours. Whatever. You can be Mick Manhattan. I don't care.
But there's only one in our hearts.
Please don't do that, China. Please don't. I like that dude. Just leave it alone. I love you. No, but seriously, they're using Reddit and they're using Discord. Now, what are the two looks of those things have in common? They're very almost like coding based in their look.
Yeah.
Kids don't care about the aesthetics of blue check marks and all that. They're just like, no, give me the information that I want to read, whether it's real or not, and that's it. Like, leave me alone.
Pretty much.
Discord,
they just want to hear. It's giant echo chambers that you put yourself into. Like, that's why when people are always like, well, I unfollowed all these people who used to be my friends, and I'm like, I mean, it's kind of important to get every side, and that person doesn't necessarily stop being a friend just because you have an opportunity to politically grow their knowledge.
Is it though? Or think about this. Have we evolved to such a place where we went from tribes people all the way back to tribes people? That's basically what we're doing. We're going back and we're just finding our own tribes.
That's fair. No, it's very much so that way. There's also a good amount of shunning. And, the United States we do love our shunning with those wacky Pennsylvania Dutch.
Stop saying United States because that goes far before us.
Oh, no, I was just bringing that up because the Amish folk. That wasn't.
Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah, they shun, bro. They shun hard. Well, I mean, that's also. Think about how many other communities happened. Like, Connecticut would have never been discovered if they didn't shun the people of Massachusetts and then send them down. So
you got to shun some people to discover new things, and
you got to shun
that's
to get
what
up.
Elon's doing. That's what Elon's doing. I can't brought it back around. He's shunning celebrities, so they leave and they find a new cool thing. Although people just don't really care about celebrities anymore. I truly think that there's a level where it's like, oh, this is cool. You're bringing me like, if you're not entertaining, I think celebrities are just done.
Yeah, I get more interested now in like the nitty gritty of it. I don't think there's a celebrity aspect as much as it's like, I mean, except for anyone from Star Trek, but that's different. We're much more as fans into what we're into, and we've been able to narrow down and really tap into that. But celebrities, the shine is worn off because there's not a mystery anymore. Like, think about celebrities in the 90s. There was a mystery. Finding out stories about their personal lives was a big deal, and it was so neat to get behind the scene looks. Now, everyone will just tell you what they're thinking. So it's like, okay, whatever. Cool.
No, it's legit. You are not wrong, sir.
It's all about selling product. Celebrity matters if you have something to sell.
The replacement for Twitter is already in testing. I think it's called Blue Sky. I hope not.
Blue Sky. As long as it's not Skynet, we're okay.
No, that's the meth from Breaking Bad. They call it Blue Sky.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Nice.
It's the rocks. Laugh Out Facebook is not hip for kids for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The whole sentence you just said, Jason, shows me you're older than Methuselah. Facebook is not hip for kids for sure. This guy has been to more Harry Styles concerts in the past year than I think anybody should ever be at. Ever.
One? I mean, I think you should go to Harry Styles.
He's been like 3 or 4 this year.
Okay, well, that's.
I mean, and now granted,
to know the story.
He has a daughter. Who's really he's not doing it for himself. He's not like the guy who's like I'm going to go hang out outside of Harry Styles and hope Olivia Wilde comes out. He takes his daughter to them, and that's a beautiful, wonderful thing to do for your kid. But you should know that hip is a Huey Lewis word, and you should stop using it.
No, not at all. And it's wonderful, and I'm right there with you, Jason. I can't wait until River's ready to go to concerts.
He's a panderer. He's a panderer, Jason. That's all he's doing. He's pandering to you. I won't pander to you. This is turning into slam ads for like. Oh, we should do our best slam ads of each other. I love it. Facebook is for grumpy boomers and Gen Xers to promote conspiracy theories. It's not as bad as 4chan. But 4chan is a disaster.
Yeah, 4chan's a nightmare dumpster fire hell. And Facebook is not far behind because there are groups that prescribe to the 4chan ideas. So there are portions of Facebook that are absolutely that way. Look, if you walked into a bar, that's the murky corner by the pool table that doesn't quite work anymore and has one light and the 3-light lamp. You don't hang out there.
Let's do this. Let's take all of them, all the things, and compare them to movies. What's a movie best represents each one? So, let's see. TikTok would be.
So Instagram would be like what? Shudder?
No, like it would be.
Oh, what's the creepy one? Smile for
Instagram is Caligula.
Oh, what? Oh, okay. Maybe I need to hear more to figure out where you're trying to go with all these.
It's all about the hierarchy, the super rich. They take it over. It's all sex selling. That's all Instagram is.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong. I'm great at this.
There's a piece there. Yeah, let's pump the brakes there.
Facebook.
Oh, you know what? Instagram for me is Wild Things.
You're too tame, Caligula.
There's murder and death in both.
Yeah, and it's good. Humping. It's not a bad movie. I'm not putting you down for that. I'm just saying, like, if you can get past Denise Richards' boobs, like, you got a pretty good thriller on your hands there.
It's a great one, and why would I want to get past them?
No, but I mean, like, that's really what everybody talks about. We should be talking about. There we go. That's another Does It Suck? It's been years since I watched it. All right, so go back. Facebook is Back to the Future because everyone on there thinks 1955 is the best place to live, or everyone on there is pining for 1985.
Okay, I could see that. I would probably put. Gosh, where would I put Facebook? I don't even know. Like, now that because you said it, I mean, Back to the Future is strong. For some reason, I'm thinking the 10 Commandments. I'm going all the way back to Charlton Heston's.
No, you need to explain yourself. I explained myself. You can't just say titles to movies.
It's perfect.
I think Facebook should be The Godfather. Why? I think. I need context here.
Because it laid out the original rules of how to do it. Actually, MySpace would fit 10 Commandments better. MySpace taught us how to actually get. Yeah. So I'm looking at like it laid down the law. It was the OG. It was the originator. So then from there, it brought forward things like Facebook, which now might be like Troll, because Troll he had a ring where he could just turn people into things. And I feel like that's what Facebook can do, is just turn people into trolls very easily.
Why do you always got to go with troll?
Because it's a word and in the vernacular. And if we're having discussions of internet things, then guess what? Internet troll is one of the biggest ones. Hi, how are you? Do you not think you're one?
What is Twitter? I say idiocracy.
Yeah. Twitter
what is LinkedIn? Secret of my success?
Okay, I thought about that movie yesterday, and I'm so bummed that there's no longer a mailroom to come up in. Like,
right?
What's the bottom floor now for people? Where's the ground floor on your way up? Because I love that whole
interns.
Came from the
It's
mailroom.
disgusting businesses that are still trying to get free work out of people. I'll never understand it, but it is. It's just disgusting the way that people.
And then people glorifying in it, the whole, I work for such a prestigious company. I can't take care of myself, don't have any money, and have no future. Look at where I am.
Remember when quiet quitting became a thing?
Yeah.
Like a couple of weeks ago. And all the old
a little
people
longer than that. Let's say a year. Yeah.
Whatever. All the old people don't fully understand. No, but I meant like a couple of weeks ago because the old people finally heard about it and came.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Finally caught up.
And they're like, how dare you do that? Like, the old people heard about it and were like, I can't believe the young generation's doing this. And I'm like, you piece of shit. And I'll take the dollar on it. I'll take dollar on this one too. You piece of shit. Like, you have been quiet quitting your job at the post office for years. And now you're going to give these kids, because all the jobs suck and they don't pay right and inflation's going up and everything and is going to hell because businesses are the absolute utter worst. And this isn't the America you knew way back in the 50s.
Yep.
You know nothing generation assholes. Another dollar.
Who like to make fun of people for using YouTube. Because they're like, oh, you can learn anything through YouTube, whatever. It's like, yeah, we have better tools now. We functionally can do more things. So why wouldn't you want to do more things? What's with the whining, complaining, and bitching about it? Because, well, they don't want to. Pure and simple. Fucking boomers. Yeah, I'd take the dollar.
Just taking dollars all over the place.
Taking dollars. We're at 66. Order 66. We made it. First stop.
All right, so we did Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I say Discord is Blade Runner.
Okay.
So one of those things where you walk into a random place and it's kind of glowy and it's kind of crazy, but at the same time, it really looks dismal and hard.
I would say it's more like Willy's Wonderland.
No. How?
Because there's always someone not talking, but they're usually the coolest person you know.
I would say 4chan is Willy's
Wonderland. 4chan is Willy's Wonderland.
You could probably get a weird pizza ordered, but, whatever.
Oh, John puts up the great point of the quiet quitting is just acting your wage. I'm not going to do more, especially outside my job description, without proper compensation and recognition. And I'm the same way. I mean, I have really stepped up and done a lot for my job. So reaching that point where it's like, sorry, guys, this is where I'm at. I've earned this much, and now I need more money to continue moving forward. If you'd like to unlock level 3, please insert more money.
So stupid. Entry-level jobs require 3 to 5 years experience.
Yep.
It's so nuts.
Yeah, really. It's true, but it's funny because there's such a shortage of workers still. People still not going to work, still not popping in and doing things because they don't need to. And if you do, is it worth it? That's the other thing. You got to make it worth your while. It has to inspire. You're spending that much time doing something for your life just to be able to afford basic life things. So if you're spending all your time working and you're not able to enjoy or do anything with it, then what the hell are you doing? That's dumb. And we've, as a society, have praised that and said, yeah, do less for your family, do more for you, and get that money. Do less for others. Do more for you, and it's kind of turned into that where society now can no longer do anything for anyone else unless we work that much harder and do that much more. Or
because it used to be everything that was controlled. You can leave. All right, you go off, you do your thing, like you work, you get 8 hours a day in. We're going to give you a livable wage. Everything around you is going to be an affordable product. And listen, let me tell you, back in the day, that worked. That was great. That was a great thing. And I wish that it would be great in that sense again. That sense. But then they kept pushing and they kept drilling. And these companies were like, we need a little more out of them. We need a little more out of them. We need a lot more out of them. We need a lot. And it kept going and going, treating people like machines. And treating them like they're just, if they die, we can just replace them. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, of course. We're all replaceable. It doesn't matter.
Nobody cares. So now you turn into, now it's gotten to such a point where you have this complete new generation turning around and being like, no, we're good. We don't want to work for you. We're just going to let you die. And it's like that scene in The Office when Michael Scott looks at the paper company and he's like, see, I don't have to wait out. I don't have to wait till, we get folded or we go down. I think I just have to outweigh you here. And like, because he knows the guy would have lost his job if he had just waited a little bit longer because he was taking the business from him. And that's all these kids are doing. Like, I'll just have to, you're going to fail. I just have to outweigh you. And somebody will come in. Kathleen says, I hated when I was working in the nursing home and management would be upset with me going over on my hours if I clocked out after 12:25 p.m. My shift ended at 10, and sometimes you had stuff to finish. Yep. True, but that's the mentality that they beat in you is like you should check out and then finish the stuff. That's not the right way. You should, and I know it's tough, and I know there's a care element to it. I've been there, I understand, but you just if they're that upset with you, take it for what it is, and at 10 o'clock, be done. It doesn't matter if there's stuff left over; just be done and walk away, because that's the way it should be. Because you shouldn't have to take your work home with you like that. You shouldn't have to take stuff home. You shouldn't have to work more. You shouldn't have to do extra. The whole idea is you're saying I'm supposed to work within these hours, and then you prescribe me the amount of jobs and duties that I'm required to fulfill a day. And if those don't line up, then guess what? You're going to have things fulfill the duties that aren't going to get done. Duty. For sure. No, 100%. And it's one of those things where we see it more and more. And to be mad at this younger generation for changing things up because they're tired of the status quo is asinine to me, because these are literally things that every generation has complained about.
Everybody has made it different. Every single generation changes something. Every generation then says somehow they get locked at 40. I feel like that's the age. Like, so for me, for you and I will always look back at 2022. We'll either look back at 2000 in our high school years, and then we'll look back at somewhere around 40, and we're going to say it's never going to be better than this era. And I think that's crap. I think everything gets better. I think it's just different.
It's just not our peak. It's not where we're at. We're not the heroes of the story anymore.
Right. And that's the fun part. I'm so excited to just be the old wise man on a hill who I just want to
like be.
I just want to give people advice and
at the retirement home.
I mean, I'll get there, yeah.
Eating open-faced hot turkey sandwiches.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'll still be giving out advice and tea, but I'll just be completely like out of my mind with dementia at that point.
In my day, when the Ottoman Empire was attacking whoever, I don't remember. I don't know history.
Back when the Habsburgs and the Augsburgs were all fighting.
Here's the thing I don't understand why I didn't just talk about something I do know.
Yeah, why are you trying to reach out?
What is wrong with my brain? Why does my brain automatically let's bring up the Ottoman Empire? That sounds old.
Why not? Let's go. Come on, Ottoman.
But it's like I don't know enough about it, whereas I could have brought up something in history I do know.
Anything.
I just want to seem smart.
Yay, you are smart. Don't you put yourself down, big.
Although it's feeling harder to be a stay-at-home mom when the kid is at school 4 days a week. Well, you're a stay-at-home mom, but no, I'm just kidding. It's that time. She's at that age, and it's nothing wrong with that. You got to be there to pick her up, take her, and there's a lot to do in between. Trust me, I get it. I'm kidding with you, of course, about the other stuff. We are a stay-at-home mom. But no, seriously, like there's a lot to be done, and I get it could be boring. I understand that, but throw yourself into your work. Throw yourself into the things that your passions, things that you love doing. So enjoy that.
That's the best way to do it.
I get it, because when I became a stay-at-home dad, I was like, this is the weirdest feeling of all time. I didn't like it. I was so mad at it. I hated myself for it. That's why this started the way it did. And I was like whole hog, full force. I'm like, it's going to be the way it is. And then things changed, through 2020 and all that stuff. And it's just all become sort of a wild rush, but it's definitely like, you gotta live by your passions, when you have that time.
Absolutely. Live your life to the fullest and live your truth. Never
Nice
make yourself second for other people.
Only make yourself second for Casey.
Well, I mean, kids. Your kids. Make yourself second for your kids, but that's different. That's expected.
Nah, they walk in and I'm like the Duke from Escape from New York. I'm a number one. Or no, when the president is like, when he starts shooting at him, and he's like, "Who's a number one now? Who's the man?" And just start saying that to my kids. Like, go to school.
No, that's every time I come into hang out with River. I enter a room and I have my big giant robe and my crown on, and I usually get like the Brett the Hitman Hart music entrance theme song coming in, and it's just, I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. So it's like, I want to make sure that River knows that she will never achieve my level of greatness.
He was here, and that's true. He was here in Winchester a few weeks ago.
I know, man. I was so bummed when I saw that.
I told Mary, I was like, do you think you could go and start filming? And I kicked the door in to the place. I'm going to be like, I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, and there's nobody who's going to take me. And start promoting him right there. And then just have him put me through a table.
He'd probably get real serious and look at you and call you an idiot.
I'd kick his table over and run.
But you don't think Brett the Hitman Hart will smoke you? Or like 4 other dudes who are potentially trying to become wrestlers who are going there to see him and be like, "We love you, Brett." Like they're gonna track you down.
Everybody would love it. They'd be like, "This is great. Let's keep this up. Let's keep up the facade." In fact, everybody would be like, "You know what? Yeah, let's kick his ass." And then we all go after Brett. Just be like, we like that one better anyway.
Ooh, that's.
I did. I was an Owen fan. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that necessarily has to one has to do with the other, but I went there.
It just felt right. I get it. Talking words.
The shadow. She's full of sass today. I offered her to help her open a snack. No, I'm a big kid, Mom. It's when they get there.
Yep.
And they keep going, and then they just.
That was from her parents. Oh, that was one that threw me, man. Was when River was at that point where I'm like, I can do it, Dad. It took like a good year for me to be okay with all of that. Like, of course, I'm happy that my daughter can do things on her own. I've taught her well. I've taught her to be independent, and she should be proud of her own functional capabilities and who she is and as she grows. But damn, man, like when Daddy starts to lose power, I'm like, all I have are height and muscles. So if you at some point, as you become stronger than me, and then as you're getting as tall as I am, I'm like, well, those are the 2 big things I had going for me. Outside of that, what am I supposed to do? Use my brain? Come on. That's not happening. She's way smarter than me already.
At some point, they look at you and they say, I don't need you anymore. They always will.
Just think about this one. At some point, there will come a day when it will, in fact, be the last time you will put your child down from holding them, and it will be the last time you'll have ever picked them up.
Yeah, that was October 23rd, 2021.
Yeah.
I put them down, and I said, no more.
No. I could see you putting him down and being like, now, boy, you train.
I am 6'8". My 10-year-old is like 5'2". I don't know, 100 pounds maybe. I doubt it.
About there. Yeah, I mean, 85 tops.
As long as I can pick them up, I will pick them up. They could be 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can pick them up, they're getting picked up.
Yep.
In front of their friends. And I'll carry them with hugs.
Oh, I'm going to continue to do it with River. It's funny. You throw over his shoulder. You can just walk her around. It's great. I love it.
I started picking up my mom now. It's very confusing. Imagine. It's like, where are we going? Anywhere. I can show you the world. And it's just Casey and I with scissors. Call back.
Call back.
Oh, my God. You guys can't tell right now here, but we're scissoring. No, all the way.
There it is.
Yeah, we're scissoring right now. Yep. That's what we're doing. We're
scissored.
Oh man, there's still an hour and a half left.
Yeah, I need to skate real quick and leave you all with Mick for a quick break for me.
I bet you our numbers severely go down.
Oh, I know. It's with you, bro. Are you kidding me? Everyone's going to love you.
All right.
They're all here for you. I'm just a fun little sidebar.
Wait, Kathleen said, ew. Thanks, Kathleen.
for the scissoring thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, listen, you weren't here for the earlier conversation. It's your fault.
What are you talking about? I wasn't here. I've been here the whole time.
Hers. Kathleen wasn't here for the earlier conversation.
Oh,
look,
right.
you already said you're going, and we lost 2 viewers. We lost 2. We were at 10. Now we're at 6. So technically we lost 4, but we lost 2 before you said you were going. So
I don't believe that. I think that's crazy talk.
I got things to talk about.
All right. I'll see you in 5.
See you in 5. Yeah, it's me. It's your friendly neighborhood Mick. Kathleen, thank you, Kathleen. Thank you for staying. I appreciate you. I know a lot of people left because they're busy, their lives and such. But yeah, it's getting a little ridiculous. I'm getting a little tired of it. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well on this Friday morning. Is it raining where everybody else is? Because it is pouring here. I'm not trying to get rid of you. I'll get rid of you. Be gone, woman. No, I'm just kidding. Don't be gone. Stay with me now. So, of course, it is Veterans Day. And it would be nice to take this time out and say thank you to the important and wonderful veterans in my life. Of course, my wife being one of them, veteran of the Air Force. Then, of course, there's my partner in crime, Casey, also a veteran of the Air Force. You know, my brothers who are Marines, and so many more. We have so many wonderful friends. Kenny, who does all my tattoos, he's a Marine as well, and he watches sometimes, so I had to mention him. It's by law. Not here, no rain today. Oh, well, Michigan is doing nicely, though. Michigan is hanging in there. And I love it. I love to hear that. So we were making fun of Michigan the other night, actually, on the show. You should go check it out. It's fun. Yeah, so, oh, guys. Oh, my God. I never yawn. And now I'm yawned like 4 times since I've gotten on the show. I don't know what's happening with me. Like losing my mind with a lot of stuff. Yeah, so I really don't have anything prepared. Well, yes, thank you to all the veterans out there. We appreciate you. Thank you to your dad, who's a Marine. That is awesome. So I'm just going to talk. I'm going to shoot from the hip. Let's be straight, okay? Let's talk about some fun things that are going on. I did go see Wakanda Forever last night. You should go definitely check that out. Check out my full review. It's up on YouTube. It's a really well done movie. They have a lot of stuff coming our way. Where is it? I just had a news thing here. James Gunn name drops Batmite. I swear to God, if he starts putting in... All right. Oh, man. Let's get back down to DC and what they're doing. So I like James Gunn. I like him as a choice. I think he did great for Peacemaker. He has a cool vision. I liked what he did with Suicide Squad. A lot of people complained about that, but honestly, if you watch that movie, you can tell he was a fan. And, a fan of these different characters, especially the quirky ones. So I really liked what they did. For me, though, I want to see more of the main characters. Like, it's been too all over the place for a while. I just want a clear, concise vision going forward, like Marvel does. I don't care who else you add to it. That's fine. But you've talked about, we still haven't had a Flash movie yet. You got rid of the Batgirl movie. It's becoming asinine what they're doing. And it's driving me nuts. Like I'm starting to get pissed because I want a clear, concise direction, and they just don't seem to know where they want to go with it. And I still don't know how it fully connects. Oh, what's going on? So, we're kind of getting there. Whereas like Marvel just signs Tom Holland to like another like 4-picture deal or something for Spider-Man. It's I don't understand how WB is messing it up, and they own the rights to all these things. It just drives me nuts. It's insanity. And I realize these are the things that I get annoyed about, but it is stuff that I get annoyed about. John and I are taking a date night this weekend to go see it. Watching Black Panther tonight in preparation for it. Have you ever seen Black Panther before? I mean, you may or may not have. Let me know. That's a good date night. It's my anniversary weekend. I gotta go. Hopefully do something. My wife's not feeling too well at the moment, but we'll go from there. Kind of going through the news and such. Dems 15.6 billion crypto king loses his shirt. How it hurts Brady, Curry, and Joe Biden. That's right. This pull it up. So there was some big crypto just like collapsed the other day. FTX, is it? Campaign for FTX receiving equal. A buzz company called FTX was co-founded and made him worth $15.6 billion. How is this money made? I think this is where my rant comes in. How is this money made? There's so many billionaires now. There's so many. I don't even want to be a billionaire. I want to be a millionaire. How do we get there? How do I get to a millionaire status? How can I just pay off my bills, do this professionally, just be an entertainer. I just want to entertain. I just want to make people smile. You haven't seen Black Panther yet? Oh, I can't wait for it. I would love to hear what you think of it.
Very excited to find out what you think of it. Hi, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know why you started yawning when you left. I just haven't had my coffee. And
That's
for good reason.
Yeah. I mean, but your brain is going, wait, we haven't had the thing. We love the thing. We want the thing. Caffeine is a drug.
Did you see this FTX crypto collapsed?
No. What happened?
So
I have been so focused on on work and my child and doing the podcast, like entertainment wise, I have not paid attention to real news like barely at all this week.
So,
which is weird for me.
Now FTX is at risk of bankruptcy and total collapse. It made $15.6 billion, scrambling to shore up an $8 billion liquidity crisis that has left investors unable to claim their funds. The equity stakes granted to celebrities are pretty much worthless, and Bankman-Fried's empire faces a federal probe over whether it mishandled clients' money. It's a massive fall for Bankman-Fried, who at just 30 years old was once tipped to be one of the biggest donors to the Democratic Party in 2024 presidential election. Now he's eating humble pie. I effed up, and I should have done better. Bankman-Fried, whatever his name is, who has personally lost at least $13 million in the debacle, tweeted Thursday. The full story here is one I'm still fleshing out of every detail of, but as a very high level, I effed up twice. That's nuts, man.
I mean, that's more than an F up, man. You screw that much? That's billions of dollars that you just whoopsie, my bad. I made a mistake, and yet billionaires keep getting bailed out some one way or the other. I don't.
Like I said, I don't even want to be a billionaire. I just want to be a millionaire. I just want to pay off my debts and just like do this professionally.
I mean, here's kind of where I'm at right now. As much as I want to be a millionaire and to live comfortably, eventually I'd like to have millions, but I think we'd all like to be able to just do whatever we want and have a boatload of money and not have to stress about stuff.
True.
So that leans me towards Star Trek, because Gene Roddenberry's universe is one where you can just do things you love to do and not worry about money, because everything you need is provided. And that comes from matter synthesization. And you have to be able to synthesize matter. Once you can synthesize matter and turn it into whatever you want it to do, it's like super 3D printing. So it would be rad to be able to have that. But unfortunately, to get to Roddenberry's place, we have to have a World War III.
That's true. We're on the brink.
We're right there. So as much as I've always been wishing for Roddenberry's universe and to have the Federation, I realized, oh, great. I get to live through the first part. And,
oh, God, we're all going to die?
That's the one. And who even knows if we're going to make it?
Thank you, Sturdy. I appreciate that.
Hi, Sturdy.
Black Panther was released when I was pregnant, and there are a few other movies that came out then that got priority. It should not have.
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther should be a priority. They're creating for a living and making people smile. I do want to do that. Yeah.
That's all we're here for, man. That's part of the snobs. That's like our mission statement. We just want to bring joy to people, man. That's the best thing we can give is a laugh, is a little hope, a little ray of sunshine.
I'm debating if I want more coffee or if more coffee will cause panic attack. It will cause panic attack.
Yeah,
So
no such thing. Just do it. Do all the coffee.
Just getting back to this for a moment. Kathleen, did she keep her thumb on the outside of her fist when she threw the punch at the
Oh, yeah.
No, we're not doing this. Of course she did, John. She's not going to risk breaking her thumb. That's smart. Keep it on the outside always.
Yep, always.
I can't believe these two are having marital conversations about their child's punches on our show.
Welcome to the Scene Snobs. What are you talking about? That's what we do.
That's true.
Snobs Nation, baby.
Not your normal type of show.
Nope. We like to consider ourselves a little bit of everything and absolutely nothing in the end.
That's true. I legitimately do like to think of myself as that. That's not
better that way. It's safer.
It's true. I agree with you. All right. So we're getting into it. We're getting close to the final hour. And I want to talk to Casey about his mother. No,
good morning, Honora.
Say morning, Honora. All right. I'm skipping this conversation for a little while. Because it seems like it's between them.
We do have some movies coming out this week.
We do. Well, you want to save that for the final hour?
Yes, we can.
Let's get into that for... All right. So we got the crypto boy who's losing the shirt.
Yeah, which, I mean, all of crypto right now is struggling.
All right. If I bring up two politicians, can we not go to a dark place?
I mean, maybe. I would just like to once again throw out there that it is Veterans Day. Veterans Day started, of course, as Armistice Day, as World War I formally ended on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. So this has been going on for a long time, folks. This has been a big one. This has been one since World War I, the Great War. So it's always nice to be able to recognize our servicemen and women who protect us and have committed their lives for us. So we appreciate y'all. And thank you again on this Veterans Day.
Yes. Yes. I agree.
Okay, now fire away. Now I promise I will be less grumpy.
Sturdy's birthday. We have to remember that. We should do birthday announcements.
I brought it up. I thought we've tried a few times.
Well, we did celebrity birthday announcements.
Yeah, but it'd be better if we did snobs birthday announcements.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to gather that information. I will.
We'll get to compiling. Don't worry, folks. We're still a work in progress, but we're always moving forward and making a better product for you.
Eventually.
At some point. It'll all fall into place and everyone will go, wow, you guys are the best morning show ever. And we'll be like, right? Don't watch the first 5 episodes.
It's about time. It's about time.
Finally.
We want to be, respected in that way.
Yeah, exactly. We do. And not by, anyone, just anyone right now could tell us that. And that's enough.
That's true.
That would be enough.
Oh my God. That freaking movie or show or play or whatever. It's so good. It's so good. It's
so great. I love it. Hamilton is still one of my favorites. I haven't seen it live because every time I look at tickets, they're like $300 to $400. And I'm like, I just can't afford that.
And that's so discounted from what it was, because it was like $2,000 a ticket at one point.
Oh, yeah. And I know River really wants to see it because we've been bringing it up because I started kicking around the idea that I want to go to a Shakespeare show. So there's a lot of plays and there's a lot of cool Shakespeare companies up in DC, down in Stanton, Virginia. There's a couple spots that it's like, I'd love to go check some of them out. It's been so long. And one of them is doing Much Ado About Nothing, which is my all-time favorite play. So I'm like, well, I have to go. And I'd love to bring River, but well, first of all, she's not going to sit through Shakespeare. She already told me that. We tried to watch some Shakespeare and she was like, no, what is this? I was like, well, it's Shakespeare. This is what they do. They walk around and it's a play, And she's like, where's the singing? I'm like, oh, this is not.
Exactly.
This is not Hamilton, honey. This is not that. This is not that.
Exactly. She pegged it
They
right.
sing "Hey Nani Nani" every once in a while at the end of their movies.
Hey, Nani Nani. You're
Hey Nani
boring.
Nani.
You're the most boring thing in town.
It's a very impressive story. They have, there's depth to it. I understand not everyone's into Shakespeare.
I don't mind Shakespeare. And I studied Shakespeare and I love it, but it's, I, the term overrated comes to mind. Want to be real about it. So here's the thing. Shakespeare's plays have set up the tone for plays in general.
Absolutely.
And I'll never take that from his influence is there and always should be. His plays should never die and go away.
Mm-hmm.
I never say that. But if you think that they are relevant in today's standards, they are not. That they're antiquated.
I think Baz Luhrmann absolutely proved they could all be updated and just made better, but understandable, even though, it's a different language.
Yeah.
So it's pretty, I don't know. I've always loved Shakespeare. You know where I land on this, man. I'll happily live in that land for my entirety of my life. I like my Neil Simon plays. I like the more modern Americana. I'm hip.
And even that is very dated.
I'm a Tennessee Williams guy. Who doesn't love Tennessee Williams? Come on.
You're going the wrong way, dude. Like you're going the wrong. Like I talk about antiquated, and it's like I like that. Like Lin-Manuel Miranda would be the more modern version of today.
Oh, absolutely. Lin needs to do at least 5 more great things that are on the same level as the 3 he's already done, and I'm in.
I love it. I love that. I don't know. Again, I have nothing against Shakespeare's beautiful work. And he's done so much of it, not just plays, of course. Mm-hmm. And it should always be respected. There should always be room for it. But it's kind of like when you're at a table, a family dinner table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shakespeare is the grandpa that's kind of like, all right, you've said enough. We have guests here. We don't want them to be chased out.
Grandpa, please put your pants on.
Grandpa, please take the MAGA hat off. Put your pants on. Go sit in your chair. Football's starting.
You got to put your teeth in if you're going to talk that much, all right?
We made you your own personal lasagna while we go and eat.
Yep.
We'll be in have an evening cocktail filled with cough syrup when we're done.
I'm so excited to become that grandpa. Like, that's my goal, is just to survive long enough to be the weird grandpa who's just who makes everyone uncomfortable.
And maybe that's where we should go find singles for you. Is like, what is it like 15 older or silver-haired Betties or something like that? Like
Our Time.
Ourtime.com. That's where Casey's going. He's just going to go straight into grandfatherdom.
You screw all this whole dad segment of my life. Let's just push past it because I just want to go to grandpa.
I cannot wait for the moment. Oh my God.
Can I identify as a 78-year-old?
I want you to become a step grandpa and then become an advocate for step grandpas as if that's a normalized thing.
As if it's a thing.
And like never mention stepdads. Never mention stepmoms. Never mention step anything. She'd be like, since I became a step grandpa, my days have gotten a lot better. And just like kind of go from there and like talk about all the great things.
As a step grandpa, I feel more fulfilled by the love of other people's children. Being able to be there and be supportive for a family that was already created that I just joined, well, it's like having a bonus family. It's like winning the arcade game and not realizing you got that bonus ball at the end of the round. Although I don't know if I should say step grandpa and bonus ball in the same, I feel like there's something wrong there.
There's a lot wrong there. You're going to a really dark place with it. And,
it's cool. We'll work it. We'll work it out. There's something there. There's something there. We'll workshop it because I could also be Rent-A-Grandpa. What about that? Rent-A-Pop.
That would be fun.
Rent-A-Pop.
Rent-A-Grandpa. I like it. I like it a lot. I like where you're going with this. We have a new Rent-A-Grandpa situation here. It's just Casey. You have to supply the rocking chair, people. That's how this works.
Yep. I bring sweaters. I have the full outfit and regalia ready to go. I will bring my rocking chair, but I require food. There's obviously an hourly payment. There's some different like tier package plans. Like if I wanted to be, so if you need a pop for, Thanksgiving, depending on which package you go with, I might like stay all day. I might take a nap randomly. I will definitely require food. Obviously, food is part of that. I can decide. You can tell me which things are absolutely taboo not to talk about, and I will hammer those points at dinner. So, yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. I want to be this way more. Forget Rent-A-Boyfriend. Rent-A-Pop. That's who you really want to hang out with.
I mean,
I'll be supportive. I'll be kind. I'll be considerate. And then anyone who talks smack about you, I'll just hammer them hard.
All right. I'll take that. The Rent-A-Grandpa with Casey. Kathleen says it's not that fun. It's funny that Shakespeare is held as such fine literature now when he was the SNO of his day.
Absolutely.
Sure. Where's Lorne Michaels' accolades?
Mm-hmm. They're coming. He's just got to wait another 30 years, and people have to accuse him of stealing.
Actually, I would say that Shakespeare was more the Bob Kane of his day. Just stealing all those ideas.
Really? What do you think it's Bob Kane?
Bob Kane stole Batman from Bill Finger.
Yeah, I mean, of course he did, but I don't think Shakespeare stole.
He's not even a real person.
What?
Yeah, no. It was written by somebody else and then taken and then put under the pseudonym William Shakespeare. You didn't know that?
So he was ghostwritten all that time, even like to Queen Elizabeth.
Oh no! Somebody else wrote them, and then they took them and they killed them. And they were like, "Now it's William Shakespeare's work." See?
That feels really heavily conspiracy theory, bro.
That is a real conspiracy. I love you guys, but I really need to go do some work outside of my office. Thank you for getting my day off to get started. Hey, John, thank you for joining.
Love you as well, John.
Love you, John Wass. Go stock that hospital. Don't take crap from the pharmacy. Damn right. He stole from the Marlowe thing.
Maybe. Look, Philip Marlowe could have been a guy. Could have not been. I don't know. You did know it. All right. I don't know about all that. It's not necessarily that he stole. Maybe he stole like an idea from Marlowe. Or
it's all coming together now.
Maybe he just had Marlowe really drunk all the time and just writing a bunch of different things. And he was like, this is a great one. And would just yank it from literally under his hands.
And I'm telling you that your buddy Shaky Spear was a bunch of BS.
Old Billy Shaky Spear.
Old Billy Shaky Spear is a bunch of BS. And he was a problem starter. And he stole ideas. Let's be real.
I'm going to agree with about a tenth of that.
Come on, just say it.
David says there's a film about it. Was it Shakespeare in Love?
There is. No.
Yeah,
I remember that. There was a whole. I can't remember. I think Roland Emmerich did it.
Quill, I believe, was the name of it.
No, I don't think it was Quill.
You don't think Quill was that one? I'm pretty sure it was Quill.
No, the movie. I don't want an actual Quill.
Because I remember watching Quill, and it was great.
It is direct. So, receives numerous blah 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 blah.
Oh no, that was the Marquis de Sade story. That was definitely not the one. Whoa, that was not the movie I was thinking at all. Holy cow.
That is not right. You are not correct in your ass. And that's why as soon as you said Quill, I'm like, I don't think so.
That is nowhere near it. But I mean, I love Quill.
I think Roland Emmerich directed a Shakespeare movie where it said that he stole. And I can't remember correctly.
No, there was definitely a movie about this. I remember because there was it was a whole thing. It was like a black and white cover with the big feathered quill. Yeah. It was
I
great.
don't remember. Anonymous.
Anonymous.
He was a producer on it.
Yep. Okay.
The theory that it was, in fact, Edward de Vere, Earl of Oxford, who penned Shakespeare's plays, set against the backdrop of the succession of Queen Elizabeth I and the Essex Rebellion against her. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Anonymous.
Great one. And that's the one I was thinking about. Yeah. Okay.
That's terrible. It's so terrible of everyone who likes Shakespeare to completely steal from this human being. Everyone, all of you fans.
Everyone, obviously. Obviously. You know who, it's so funny though, seeing these movies. So now Quills and Anonymous, it just immediately got me thinking about one of my other favorites. Not Amadeus, which I usually love, but Immortal Beloved, man. That's a great one. Have you ever watched Immortal Beloved? Immortal Beloved is the one with Gary, why am I losing his name? Gary Oldman plays Beethoven. So he's Beethoven as he's going through his life and who he was and how his relationship was and how he was always in love with this one woman and how it transcended and like focused its way through its music and how he always was around his world. Yeah, it's really good. Really good. Kind of who the muse was. Before Beethoven.
Beethoven. Keith 13's here. What's up?
Yeah, what's up, Matt? How you doing, buddy? Keith 13.
Amadeus. I need to watch that one soon. That was a good
Amadeus is great. I love Amadeus. It's just that Amadeus is fun and wacky for that time.
It's kind of dark. It's kind of
it's dark.
I don't want to sell it as a wacky comedy.
Okay, it's not slapstick wacky. It's not like, Will Ferrell wacky.
He's all over the place. I'll give you that.
Yeah, sure. The guy who plays Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart does a fantastic job.
Wasn't that
really good?
Is that Chad Lowe?
I don't remember his name.
Isn't that
I still can't believe I was that wrong about Quills. Good Lord, because that's about the Marquis de Sade, and that is nowhere near.
That's a very different movie. Oh, Tom Hulce.
Tom Hulce, thank you.
Tom Hulce played him. I don't know why.
Did a fantastic job. Really great job.
Yeah.
But F. Murray Abrahams was just brutal in that.
You want to do what to Murray Abraham?
I still don't know what the F stands for. And quite frankly, I feel like I should just start becoming C. Ryan Plott. That's where I got the C. Ryan Plott because of F. Murray Abraham, bro. Because he was doing it.
It stands for fuck.
And
that's not $1 because I'm telling the truth.
Okay. I don't think that's right.
If it's not right, I'll give $1.
Fair enough.
But you can't trust the internet.
Well, you shouldn't.
He's probably got a blue check mark, and we don't know if that's real or
not. We can't verify. We have to lie.
If you can't verify the truth, it's over. You can't charge me for it. I'm telling you, actually, let's get into the movies that are coming out.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Whoa, David, did you see what David posted?
No, we got.
Yeah, he's saying
he did a play with Murray.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. That's great, man. I love
That's fantastic. I would love to know which play you did because and what was he like as a dude? Because seems like a pretty just straight up strict guy.
What does the F stand for?
Yeah, seriously. Most importantly, though, what's the F for?
He did the Gollum in Central Park. Very cool.
Oh, that's rad as all get out, man. Awesome.
Tom, guys, listen. Here's the deal. Casey pretends to know plays, but in actuality, he only knows Shakespeare. And the problem is, he knows the fake Shakespeare that isn't the real Shakespeare that we all know and love.
Yeah, I only know weird ones like Measure by Measure.
I'm glad you're here, buddy. Thank you so much for joining in. Tom Hulce was born in Detroit. I didn't know that until just now. Oh, I meant to tell you earlier. So I was talking about how all cities, in my mind. Oh, sorry.
No, look at that flex. Look at that flex. Look at those arms. Oh, yeah. Strong man.
No.
He looks like the rock biter on that there never-ending story. He was strong.
So his father's name was Fuck? Was it? You could tell.
Oh, Farid. Okay. Farid. Nice. Farid. Awesome. So then is his name just Murray Abraham? And he just threw an F on there because?
No, he goes to the parties and he's like, hey, who wants to F Murray Abraham?
I don't know how much honor that's doing to his father. I feel like
his dad may have been the same way. Hey, who wants to F me? Oh,
fair.
I mean, we know how it works. It's okay. Nobody's upset. Nobody's mad. We're all for it. We would all.
Everybody's down for a good party joke.
We'd all F Murray Abraham if we could.
I mean, why not? There's a respect throw there. You know, I mean, that's kind of like if Oprah rolls up on you and she's like, I want your business. What are you going to say? No, you got to. That's a respect throw all day.
That would never be a no. There was never a version. There was never a version of Oprah where it would have been a no. I've been like, yeah.
See,
not
exactly.
even because she's super rich. Murray Abraham is his birth name.
Thank you.
He added after 13 ghosts.
So it was just to honor Wait, what? Are you guessing at that?
He adds the F to all these movies. He's just like, F doing this movie again.
We got to Star Trek and he was like, F ever joining this franchise again. F is for franchise.
F is for franchise. F is for insurrection, as in fuck you, insurrection.
It's one of the best ones ever.
I do. I love that movie. I make jokes, but it's hilarious.
You realize insurrection is just another like Avatar, like another Dancing with Wolves, all of those. It's all of those. It's just doing that all over again. The Mission.
Yeah, after watching that movie and then seeing an actual insurrection, it really messed me up because I'm like, nah, it's not the same thing.
It is not. I heard about insurrection and I was like, sweet, where are the phasers? And there were not phasers.
That movie was the one where like better than Generations. Yeah, I still like. Yes, it is a better movie than Generations.
It is.
I still like Generations a lot.
Well, Generations is great because we get the destruction of Enterprise D. We get the Beta and Lursa, the sisters, who are amazing. And we get Malcolm McDowell doing some beast mode Malcolm McDowell stuff. The Data stuff I hated. I hated Data in Generations. It was the worst version of him.
Oh, because he had the emotions?
The emotion chip, the whole I'm locked by fear and I can't do anything. And it's like, dude, that's your bro. Jordy is down. You got to help him. And he does nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like that aspect of it. That's different. That he was... It would make sense that someone who's been sentient in a way for so long and aware of what's going on around him finally gets this emotion chip, and he's overcome with the emotions because he doesn't know how to regulate or deal with them.
That's fair. I mean, I saw where they were going with it, but I still didn't like it.
Fair. I mean, First Contact is the one that's boss, so whatever.
I mean, yeah, well, First Contact is #1. Alfre Woodard is beast mode in that. She's incredible. Love it. Yeah. Speaking
of which, she was in what movie was she just in?
Was that The Woman King?
No, that was Viola Davis.
No, but she might have been in it. I didn't know.
The hell was she just in? She was just in something, and she did a great job in it. And I can't remember what it was. It's gonna piss me off.
You gotta love our morning show. All right, well, let's look up Alfie Woodard.
Start with the movies.
What's that?
Start with the movies.
Oh, you want me to get started on the movies? All right, movies coming out this week, folks. So that way you can just jump in and be like, by the way.
Basically. The Gray Man. That's what she was in. She did a good job in The Gray Man. Yeah.
She was amazing in The Gray Man. I just watched that recently. I finally got around to watching it. It is really good.
Yeah, well, naturally, First Contact is the best.
First Contact is #1. Insurrection is my favorite after First Contact.
It's just First Contact touches down on so many things in the right way.
It does. Yep.
It's one of the very few times, other than DS9, that Star Trek, some entity of Star Trek got it right, where they split up the crew.
Yep.
And why they needed to be split up and what they were doing. Like, everybody had like a clear, concise mission of what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And Star Trek didn't always do that well.
No, they didn't. Kind of one of the reasons I liked Insurrection, because it was almost more like the TV show where you still have things going on the ship that were not super action adventure-y. Like, you got to remember when they're initially down on the planet, the ship is still just kind of putzing around, like nothing's wrong here, tra la la, and I love that. And we get more of the Riker and Troy story, which is always heartwarming. As I've gotten older, I love that more. Like when I was younger, I was like, man, this is stupid, but forget that noise. You're Ismati, whatever that means. But obviously now, now the fullness of time, it's a much better series.
DS9 did a great job with separating everybody too.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of my biggest qualms was with DS9 was they just put Cisco on Defiant too much.
Yeah, like I felt like he needed to be more of the station commander, and they kept putting him there. And that was the whole point of Worf, is to take the Defiant, and be the one who ranges out with them. And they kept flipping those roles, and then keeping Kira on the station as much as they did, I think was really smart too. Yeah, that was really important until they got into the full-on fightings.
But
Imzadi, right. Sorry, not Ismati. Yes, Matt, I switched it up.
All right, here we go. So what do we have coming out?
All right, so fire away.
Going All the Way stars Ben Affleck. Mark Pellington's adaptation of Dan Wakefield's seminal novel about a young man coming of age in the 1950s is a timeless story of freedom and repression, friendship and family, sex and love, and the cycle. Okay, we all know what this is. What's next?
Well, let's see. On Netflix, we have the soccer football movie. 4 young soccer superfans team up to help their idols regain their abilities after a scheming evil scientist steals their talent. So that'll be on Netflix, and it's basically Space Jam for soccer.
Limited run right now. Roald Dahl's Matilda the musical. Matilda is a little girl with a big curiosity, a sharp mind, and a vivid imagination. The worst parents in the world. While her parents content themselves with trashy TV and dodgy money-making schemes, she loves to lose herself in the pages of beloved books. Blah 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 blah. It's Matilda.
It's Matilda.
Here comes Casey's. This one's Casey's. I know.
I know what you're about to say. So coming out on Netflix, we have Falling for Christmas.
Yep.
A newly engaged, spoiled hotel heiress, played by Lindsay Lohan, gets into a skiing accident, suffers from total amnesia, and finds herself in the care of a handsome blue-collar lodge owner, played by Cord Overstreet, and his precocious daughter in the days leading up to Christmas. So we have Overboard, Christmas version, with Lindsay Lohan.
What is Cord Overstreet? I like it almost. What is a Cord Overstreet?
But what is a Cord Overstreet? Excuse me. Well, they're like,
I know that name.
Janine
That's
Damian,
who he was.
Jack Wagner is going to be in this. Jack Wagner's back, baby.
I know Cord Overstreet. He was on Glee.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He played like the pretty boy on Glee, like the blonde hair pretty boy.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
He's not bad. I don't dislike him or anything, but he's definitely a Falling for Christmas type of actor, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a Hallmark hit.
Let's see what's next. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. We talked about it quite a bit. Sequel, of course, to Black Panther. Definitely go check that out. That's in theaters.
Make sure to check it out with the wonderful and forever incredible Angela Bassett,
who deserves an Oscar nod. I'm telling you right now, right off the bat, deserves an Oscar nod for this.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm way more in then. I was afraid they were going to roll back her role. Is she still? Oh, okay. Dope.
No.
Awesome.
She is the thing. Everyone's greatness. I'd say her. And as much as I like Latricia Wright, and she does such a fantastic job in this movie, and I'm not putting her down, I'd say the 3 carrying this movie on their backs the most are Angela Bassett, Danae Guerrera, and Lupita Nyong'o.
Lupita Nyong'o, yeah.
And I kind of get it because, and not to give anything away, but Shuri's character is very, for lack of a better pun, unsure of a lot of things because she's dealing with so much grief and stuff like that. And she's a very good character throughout, and I like her evolution through the whole thing. But she doesn't seem like she's in the forefront without being in the forefront, if that makes sense. Like, it's these people around her that are carrying the weight, and a lot is going on in their lives, with everything that's happened, and they're helping her along the way. So and that's the thing, and that's why I think they do such a bang up job with it.
Yeah, that should okay. Fair enough. That's interesting. Lost Bullet 2 is out on Netflix as well,
Nice.
and this is after the death of Karas, Lino and Julia took over and formed the new narcotic unit. Determined to find the murderers of his brother and his mentor, Lino continues his hunt and won't let anyone get in his way. So I heard actually Lost Bullet, the first one, was pretty decent. So this is on Netflix, and I'm excited to check it out.
I haven't seen it. Bar Fight is new. There's only one way to settle the score after a breakup. And for Nina, Melissa Fumero, who is in
from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn
She's
Nine-Nine.
great. Yeah.
And Alan Lucas Jones. It's a turf war for their favorite local bar. Lines have been drawn, and with the help of Nina's best friend Chelsea, Rachel Bloom, who did a great job with Reboot, by the way. She was fantastic on that. It's going to be a winner takes all affair. The drinks are free flowing, the competition is fierce, and the games are out of this world crazy. With the bar on the line, this bar fight is going to become battle for the ages. Very odd, very cool. This is one I definitely want to see. I'm so glad it's out now. Is that Black Enough for you?
I know you were talking about it.
It's a documentary that talks about black exploitation movies in the 70s and 80s and 60s, 70s, 80s. Elvis Mitchell directed it. From the celebrated writer and film historian Elvis Mitchell. Is That Black Enough for You? Is both a documentary and deeply personal essay. The film examines the craft and power of cinema and perspective often overlooked, the African-American contribution to films released from the landmark era of the 70s. I'm very
excited for that one.
I did see the trailers that they had some movies like Bone and stuff, which came out in the 60s. Mm-hmm. So I think it covers more than just the 70s.
We shall see. All right. So we've got, let's see, where else can we go with this? How about for video on demand and the limited release, we have Paradise City.
Oh, God. I saw a trailer for this. Go ahead. Sorry.
When bounty hunter Ian Swan is shot and presumed dead after disappearing in Maui waters, Swan's son Ryan, his ex-partner, and a local detective set out to find his killers. After being threatened by a ruthless power broker, it appears Ryan and his team are out of options, until an excursion to the closely guarded island community of Paradise City unites them with an unforeseen ally. Which, I mean, really always excited to see Bruce Willis out there.
Bruce Willis, one of his movies. Josh Volta plays the bad guy.
Stephen Dorff will be in this one too. This is one of his partners, which I love. Stephen Dorff. I'll watch that dude and everything. So it's such a
it looks like a bad movie. Though. It does look like a bad movie, but
yes, I would. This is a recommend if you want to watch some junk. If you're in the mood for some junk, give it a shot.
Spirited comes out limited this week because it comes out wide on Apple Plus TV next week. But if you're in theaters and you want to go check it out, it's each Christmas Eve, the Ghost of Christmas Present. Will Ferrell selects one dark soul to be reformed by a visit from three spirits. But this season, he picked the wrong Scrooge. Clint Briggs, Ryan Reynolds, turns the tables on his ghostly host until Present finds himself re-examining his own past, present, and future. For the first time, A Christmas Carol is told from the perspective of the ghosts and its hilarious musical twist of the classic Dickens tale.
Interesting. I'm very interested for that one. I mean, I always any new twist on the Dickens tale, I'm always a fan of. So we'll see how that one goes. We also do have The Friendship Game, video on demand and limited release. A group of teens come across a strange object that tests their loyalties to each other with increasingly destructive consequences the deeper into the game they go. I don't know if that's going to be any good, but at least it's fun that there's something else out there with Peyton List, because that girl's on fire. Peyton List. So I fully support this young lady because she was on Jessie, which was a TV show that my daughter watched all the time and forced me to watch constantly. And then on Bunked and some other ones. So then I saw her on, Cobra Kai. She was great in Cobra Kai. So as I've seen her, I'm like rooting for that girl. So go see The Friendship Game.
Okay. So you have one that's only playing in New York and LA that's coming out today is the Fabelmans coming of age movie that is loosely based on Steven Spielberg's own childhood growing up in Arizona. It's directed by Spielberg, so that one got a lot of rave reviews at TIFF. I definitely want to see that.
Okay. We also have Revealer on Shudder. Shudder's got a cool release where tensions rise when a stripper and a religious protester are trapped together in a peep show booth and must come together to survive the apocalypse in 1980 Chicago.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? It sounds different and fun.
Really different.
Revealer. Yeah, I'm going to definitely check that one out today, actually.
Sam and Kate. When Sam returns to his small town to care for his ailing father, he soon finds himself falling for a local woman, Kate. Simultaneously, his father begins finding love with Kate's mother. But both couples must confront their past in order to make their own love work for the future. That stars Sissy Spacek, Dustin Hoffman, Jake Hoffman, Skylar Fisk, and that's it.
Nice. And here is my absolute, you can miss it, this movie this week. R.I.P.D. 2, Rise of the Damned. That's right, folks. R.I.P.D. got a sequel. And I don't even know, this is a video on demand or digital, so it's not even getting a release. So please enjoy, check it out, or completely ignore it. Might be safer to just go watch The Revealer on Shudder.
I don't know why you wouldn't read this, though. It is so much information. A sequel to The with a G in it. 2013 film, R.I.P.D. No plot details have been announced.
Nothing.
It comes out today.
Yeah.
And no plot details have been
with
announced.
Jeffrey Donovan.
Yeah, he plays like a cowboy in it. I saw the trailer for it.
Yeah, I did too. And I was like, you gotta, what? I don't think there's going to be a plot to this. I think it's just a lot of scenes that got slapped together with some cool special effects here and there. Enjoy.
It's true. It's so bad. The first one was tough. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
But I am excited for it. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, listen, there's a few movies on there I definitely wish we check out. I really want to see The Fabelmans. Sucks that it's only in 2 cities.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll be able to find it eventually, I'm sure.
David says,
I'm curious what is White Noise?
That's a new Noah Baumbach movie starring Adam Driver. It looks interesting. I'm definitely interested. I'm done. I'm not
So
talking.
College professor Jack Gladney and his family's comfortable suburban life is upended when a nearby chemical leak causes the airborne toxic event, releasing a noxious black cloud over the region that forces the Gladney family to evacuate. All right. I mean, I'm down. I like the A24 always does well. Noah Baumbach. It should be good. Greta Gerwig. Okay.
Well, Greta Gerwig is like Noah Baumbach's I guess wife, but like I don't think they're married in a traditional sense. They've been together forever. They're writing the Barbie movie together. She's directing it.
That's dope. Oh, and Don Cheadle and Andre 3000. Yeah, I'm totally into this.
No, it looks good. I want to definitely check it out. I like Noah Baumbach. Like even A Marriage Story. Like I think my biggest qualm with that was the title was just misleading. It should have been called A Divorce Story. Like legit.
Really? Well, Marley and Me was pretty misleading too because I thought Marley was going to be around the whole damn time, and guess what?
He was for like 85% of the movie.
And then I wasn't ready.
There's a new Marley at the end. You can't watch. First of all, if you watch any dog movie, God damn things. If you watch any dog movie nowadays and you don't know that dog's going to die in the end, it's on you. You're the root.
That's why I think The Unforgettable Journey is still one of the best. Homeward Bound.
Which one's The Unforgettable Journey?
Homeward Bound. That was the
Incredible Journey.
Are you sure? Oh, that's what it was. Yes, Homeward Bound and An Incredible Journey. I love that one because everyone lived. You didn't think they were going to. There's a good chance there. There's a few times when it's like he's not going to make it, but he makes it.
That movie. I like that movie a lot.
It was great.
It was so odd too because it was so weird. The differences, like, because it was like Sally Field played the cat.
Yeah, and then you have Michael J. Fox playing Chance.
Yeah, I didn't even remember the dog's name. Yeah, but he was like the young puppy dog. Yep. And then you had the older dog was played by like Don Amici. It was just so odd. It was like an odd pairing. Not in bad. Not a bad.
No,
pairing.
it's wonderful. It works out great, and everyone lives. Spoiler alert! From
I know they
1992.
do make it home, and it always feels good. Like I remember that scene too. First of all, I'm gonna pick this movie apart. I gotta take the hat off from this.
Do it.
I'm a full Lex Luthor. You're moving. Your first priority should be every living thing in that house. Every living thing. This is some BS. These animals should not have to go and endure what they endured to get to the new home. And tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, they shouldn't have had to, and yet they did because those people were terrible. But that's also around the era of like leaving your kids on a plane was a thing. Leaving your kids at home was a thing. Leaving your kids' places apparently was a big problem in the late 80s and early 90s that we were only made aware of by what kind of wacky, zany adventures we could get into as children being left home alone. And yet, as a parent now, it's terrifying to think that way. And also how irresponsible every one of those parents were.
Listen, if there's anything that movies about animals have taught me, it's that everybody's a really terrible human being.
For the most part. I mean, even making them isn't always a great
Except maybe my kids. Like kids always remember. The kids are like, "Where are the animals? Why did we take them? What's wrong with you?" But yeah, for the most part, it is pretty horrific how animals get treated in movies.
Well, I mean, kids are also constantly ignored when they said, "Hey, I saw a ghost," and it's like, "There's nothing here." Family slaughtered. Hey, what was that dinosaur on the side of a road? There are no dinosaurs. Family slaughtered. I mean, there are a few things that consistently happen that parents are just jerks to their kids about and thusly get slaughtered. So maybe listen to your kids when they say that's a zombie on the side of the road. It might save your life.
Yeah, but kids aren't as smart as they used to be back in the day. They try. They do. They try hard, but they really.
What does that mean, though? Like, what's the measuring stick there?
I don't know. I feel like kids were more in tune with like when you watch something like Poltergeist. Like that little girl knew what was going on.
That's fair. I mean, so did the lady they hired, the professional, Carol Ann.
Yeah, but those were actual. That's like, of course they were. They're the Ghostbusters in this scenario. They're the believers.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So they have to be in tune or they suck. They're worse at their job. So I don't know.
Very true.
Did you hear that Ash Ketchum has finally become the top trainer in the Pokemon world after 25 years?
I am really not surprised that it took 25 years. And I'm more surprised whatever his skin regimen is, because kid hasn't aged. It looks like a day.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
They're just the same. Yeah, but
maybe it's
Ash
Maybelline.
Is now the top Pokemon trainer ever.
Well, I mean, good. I'm glad he finally earned that right after conquering basically 3 nations with his Pokemon, tournament-wise.
So is it just me, or is anime becoming more of a prevalent thing?
I mean, it's more you. No, that's a lie. Anime is kind of all over the place, man. It's becoming much bigger. Naruto and a bunch of those shows have continued to push it. It's gotten wildly popular. One Piece has like 1,000 episodes or something crazy like that. So, I mean, yeah, and look at the longevity of it. I'm an Avatar simp. I love Avatar, man. Everything Avatar. Avatar, Legend of Korra, man, hook me up. They're amazing.
I went the
so except that movie, that live action movie can burn. But everything else.
I went with the James Cameron movies when you said it first. I realized that we said anime. I realized we said it. I don't know why my brain, as soon as you said Avatar. Oh, because they played the trailer before Black Panther yesterday, and I was like, oh wow, the second movie to come out with blue underwater people in it, and it's not going to be anywhere as good.
Now, well, I mean, James Cameron's all about his abyss time frame. He never moved forward from that, which fair enough. It was amazing, so I'm not knocking it. But I think anime has definitely gotten more prevalent. It's all over the place in pop culture. It's just grown and it's been a process. But I mean, I loved Akira back in high school. You know, that was kind of my thing. That was my introduction at a young high school age, was that, Ghost in the Shell, all the classics, all the traditional ones. Dragon Ball Z was everywhere when I was a kid. So I just got into it because it was a neat cartoon, and it was something different. And that's what really attracted me to it. It was something different. I liked different, and it was nice to have that. Now there's 28 billion of them. So figure out what you want to watch. You want to watch people kill themselves? Man, Death Note. There's a demon who will kill everybody of your enemies. Cool. Go with that. Like, there's such a wide variety that you can get of anime. So I get its popularity.
See, so like I didn't grow up a huge anime fan. There was things I liked, and that was really about it. Like I liked Akira. We watched it a lot. Like when we go out drinking and hang out, like we'd come home and like watch Akira. It's such a good movie. Cowboy Bebop. I like the original series.
Agreed.
I didn't mind the live action. A lot of people hated it, but I mean, and I get why. But
it's fine.
It is what it is. Like, but that's the problem. You're going to start getting more and more live actions off of these anime movies, and the whole point was the artwork.
That was a huge part of it. Yep. And the voice acting too. The voice acting was a thing because those guys were fantastic. And then like everybody, I don't know, I loved it. I love watching Ronin Warriors. That was my jam. Oh, Ronin Warriors were so good. There was that old classic, 70s Robotech. Or the 70s and 80s sort of all that version of anime, and then it grew up a little bit, and we've seen all the evolution of anime just through the years, and it's just a different form of animation that's very exciting and deeper stories that are more adult, and it's kind of fun to have those when you're a teenager, and if you latch onto that, then that's the direction you're going to go, is being in love with them as an adult. For me as a teenager, I fell in love with Paul Verhoeven, so for some reason it's all of his movies that have stuck with me into adulthood. So everyone has their shtick. Yeah,
that's true. You really are a cuck for Starship Troopers. But I mean, RoboCop's in my top 10. So
I see. That's what I'm saying. I mean, both of those movies are ones that I will watch without question. If someone just brings it up, that's a yes.
But if you ask me what else Paul Verhoeven has done, I mean, not that, like, I know I'll look him up and I'll be like, oh, man.
Wasn't that enough? Wasn't that enough for you, Mick?
It should be enough.
We give you enough?
Oh, Basic Instinct.
There you go.
Oh, Total Recall.
Total Recall was another one.
He did so many good ones. Yeah, because you have we're gonna just flip through. So RoboCop, because there was like a point, like because he was Dutch, like most of his movies were all in Deutschland or whatever.
Right. Yeah. He did Hollow Man. Come on, who didn't love that?
And then he got RoboCop. And then that was it. And it was like RoboCop, Total Recall, Basic Instinct. Then he did Showgirls, Starship Troopers, Hollow Man, Black Book. Which one's Black Book?
I'm not sure what Black Book was. It was like 6 years between Hollow Man and Black Book. So, I do remember this one.
He did Tricked, which I don't know. Tricked.
Yeah, Carice Van Houten. Yep, that was a really good movie.
Well,
I enjoyed it, I should say.
And then he did El Benedetta. Yeah, so didn't really, since Hollow Man, he hasn't done anything I'd really like go crazy over. He had like a small period of like maybe 10 to 13 years, and not including Showgirls, where he made some pretty good ones.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was the funny thing, is I forgot about Showgirls being on that list, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really like that one though. Like, that one's bad. Kyle MacLachlan.
Everybody wanted to watch it when we were kids.
Well, when we were kids, of course. I mean, it's Jesse
Spano naked.
Are you kidding me? That's not even a question. And then that's where I discovered Gina Gershon and was like, what have I been doing my whole life? That's perfect.
Actually, So movie-wise, whenever Elizabeth Berkley pop up, Showgirls immediately what you thought of.
Yeah, of course.
The pool scene, of course. So,
well, I mean, where she thrusts on his chest and it's supposed to be humping, simulated humping on his chest.
So weird. And it's just like
thrashing. Yeah,
the
thrashing. Wow, wow.
But as a 15,
it was like, I'm pretty sure she would break it. Like, I'm pretty sure she'd break it. Like, that's how you break it.
Yeah. I was like, is this how this works? She was in a movie with called Roger Dodger.
Okay.
And if you haven't seen it, I highly suggest anybody who hasn't seen it check this movie out. It's Campbell Scott plays this guy Roger in it, and Jesse Eisenberg is in it.
Okay.
He got a very long one. True, David. So she's just posted up like a flag. The flash thrashing in the wind. So, all right. So we're talking about Roger Dodger. Roger Dodger. So he takes his like nephew, Jesse, because he's like this player. He just goes out and he just like trying to go women, but turns out he's just kind of an asshole. That's all he is.
Okay.
He's just that's what he is.
And this was a 2002 movie. Interesting.
It's a good movie. It's really well done. Campbell Scott's really good in it. But yeah, she and Jennifer Beals play women they meet, and it's just they do a really good job in it. Like it's really well done with them. And so
this is also one of like Morena Baccarin's early movies where she plays girl in a bar.
Yeah, there's so many girl in a bars in that movie because like
Isabella Rossellini is in this.
Yeah, she plays his boss in it. Like he was sleeping with his boss, and then like he lost his job, and because he's an asshole.
Well, I love Campbell Scott, so I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm a huge fan of his.
You should. It's a good movie.
I'm not always a big fan of him clean shaven though. Like I'm seeing this now with him clean shaven, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, get a beard, bro. Get your beard back.
He does look good with a beard. I don't think he has a beard in that one though.
He does not. No, I just saw.
So we got about 20 minutes left, and I want to talk to you about something.
Okay.
I don't want to get too political. I don't want to get political, but I was going to bring this up earlier.
Yeah.
I want to know what you think about the DeSantis Trump stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, this is funny.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not as heated over that as much because I just think that's what it's going to be. You can't raise someone up to the level of a king and not expect him to act like, a douchey king when you're up there. I mean, what do you expect is going to happen? There's not going to be the peaceful, transfer of power is one of the staples of the United States. And the way that, well, no, it still is. It still is. People can be angry about it. They can be bitter about it. Because, look, we've had these people have been angry and crappy with everyone else in politics for years. This is not something that started recently. I was reading the old campaign slogans yesterday, in fact, at work. I was reading off old campaign slogans that presidents used, and they were pretty brutal. In 1844, man, they were gnarly, like all the way through. They've never been nice. Politics has never been a game of niceties. It's been about popularity because I'm better than the other person because the other person is trying to kill you and destroy you and destroy your way of life. There's so much fear mongering that happens. So this stuff between these two kids is hilarious. This goes back into the era of like the William Jennings Bryan days at the turn of the century, where like you vote for Taft, you vote for Bryan anytime, like stuff like that. They just hammer on each other. This is great. And I really hope that we just see more fracturing amongst this crippled group of individuals. And I don't mean crippled as in like they're broken. I mean emotionally they're just not quite there. They're not fully functional humans. They're like someone didn't flesh out the backstory well enough, Mm-hmm. Or if they did, they tried to make them evil, and yet people still want to vote for the evil guy. So I'm happy to watch this happen and just watch them implode on each other. It's going to be good. It's going to make for a good couple of years because if nothing else, I can sit back and laugh over the absurdity of it.
Make a good Netflix TV show.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
In fact, what I want is I want Political Celebrity Apprentice.
Dude, oh my gosh. I want to get like a Frost Nixon, but I want them, obviously won't have the gravitas of that because it'll be the DeSantis Trump story, but I still want Michael Sheen involved. I don't care what he does.
I want Trump to have a TV show. And it's The Apprentice.
He'll get reelected.
But it's no. He's not running. He has to pick the new face of the Republican Party.
Oh, wow. He's just going to randomly pull people in when he doesn't like someone else and be like, this person now. Like Ivanka just suddenly be like, her.
And they just sit at the table and they're just like, sorry, DeSantis, you're fired. You're just not good enough.
You're not really on board with the program or the plan we have going forward, so it's unfortunate, but we're just going to have to let you go because you're kind of stupid. And we don't like you. And you have a dumb face, and you're against me, and everyone knows I'm the guy.
Your incredibly small hands, which we know what that means, except in my case.
It's very different from me, but I'll judge everyone else based on however I feel, because I woke up that way.
Oh, man.
Because, to quote Gaga, baby, I was born this way.
I would love to see him have a TV show where he's picking, like, and they put it on Fox News and no problem. It would be there.
True.
Tucker is sitting next to him with his bow tie. Like, no, he fires Tucker because he's like, I just didn't like the news now. It's just a little too downtrodden. You're out. You're fired. We're going to bring somebody else.
No, he couldn't get rid of him. He's one of his big cash cows, man.
Yeah. Not Hannity anymore.
No, not anymore.
So tired of it. So tired of it all. Take Me to Church. Sorry. Wait, what? That's a movie, right? No, it's a song.
What?
That's a song.
That's a song by Hosier.
Hosier. Is that who sings it?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. So is it weird that the 3 states that are still out to lunch on their voting are Arizona, Nevada, and Alaska, and Georgia? So 4 states.
No, that makes sense. I mean, Nevada's always all screwed up because of Reno. And I don't know if that's true or not. I would just say if you're trying to be the #1 gambling country and you have 2 cities that are battling over who's going to be the bigger Vegas in a desert that's losing water, that's rapidly just, I don't know. It's funny watching all of these things deteriorate and be destroyed because all of the wackiness that we have going on. But no, it's not strange. Nevada's going to remain that way. They've continued to contest everything. Who was the other one? I mean, Georgia, obviously, because they have to have a runoff.
They're really.
So
I think that's just people just like, we cannot put Herschel Walker in charge. There's there's on both parties that they're just having meetings and they're like, what do you think is going to happen here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand people with the whole Herschel Walker thing. Do they not remember the nightmare fuel that he was when he played football?
I mean, he was so. That's the thing, is everybody absolutely remembers, but nobody wants to. Well, we all have short memories. That's an issue. Yeah. No one really wants to believe it. People want to think we're smarter and better than that. People always go, nah, fake news. Fake news has allowed us to just throw everything at caution to the wind. We don't worry about that. Forget it. It's not a concern.
Uh-oh.
You all right there, buddy? What are you doing?
Reading something.
I just watched a trailer for Killer Joe.
Which one's Killer Joe?
A Matthew McConaughey flick from some time ago. It's an older movie. I don't know why it was on. It was just playing randomly in the corner of my screen, and I was like, thanks, IMDb. I forgot that was a thing.
Hollywood goes bargain hunting with European shoots to take advantage of the strong dollar.
I mean, it makes sense right now. Think of how much money we're saving so much just because the dollar is as strong as it is. Like, I struggled with this one too, because when I went to Barcelona so many years ago, it was like $1.40, man. We got absolutely smoked. What? That's the way they speak there. That's how you speak in the region. Barcelona. And we went to Sitges. It was great.
Knock that off right now. Stop what you're doing.
But it was brutal. Meanwhile, I've got one of my buddies who went to Germany in August, and he's like, yeah, man, it was even. It was $1 at one point, straight across the board, and then it was like 99 cents to the dollar. I was like, damn.
Oh, no, and listen, I get it. And they did it in the 90s. The 90s was filming all over Eastern Europe.
Absolutely.
And it's fine. I'm not against that. Filming there, I don't know that I'd film there right now with everything going on with Russia.
I mean, that's fair. You know, there's that whole... See, that's kind of curious, too, because what are you going to do with all that power? They're going over there and spending all this money, but, you know, the power consumption is a thing right now. Like, that's a concern. There's issues there. So what are you doing? Like, it's just burning resources for the entertainment business to which we love and are a part of and want to continue being a part of. But it's also kind of like being pragmatic is hard, and seeing money potentially get thrown away, because after Batgirl messed me up, because was it Batwoman or Batgirl? I don't remember what they called it.
Batgirl.
It was Batgirl. The fact that they shelved a product of that much money for nothing, just so that the large corporation can claim a loss, and yet all of the members of the cast suffer.
Yeah.
The director suffers. The producers suffer. Not all the producers. Some of them are attached to WB, and they get to claim a loss. It's fine. It's a calculated risk. But I don't know. I'm always grossed out by that. I'm like, ew, someone made a piece of art, man. Let's see the piece of art.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
But I'm also weird like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, but how about North Korea firing off some giant missiles, huh? That's exciting.
They're always doing that.
That is true. They are always doing that. North Korea do be doing that.
I don't even care about them anymore. They're off my mind.
Back on the Russia train all the way.
You know what it is? They're all one thing or another. China's the same. The whole 9 yards. Like, it's just like, at what point do you turn around and you're like, oh man, we're the jerks at the party?
We've been the jerks at the party. That's part of the joy of being an American, is to be the loud jerk. Don't you understand that?
That is completely the opposite of what I'm saying. Like, yes, the Americans are the loud jerks. I'll give you that. We're one of the jerks at the party, but they're like the ones that want to start the fights at the party.
They're the guy who are always picking on the big guy. They're the little guy who just, when they get drunk, they have to go fight somebody.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, the real jerks, the ones who are like, let's break this little guy's arm, at the party. And it's like, what are you doing? Calm down. What are you three doing? Go away. Knock it off. Because then America is drunk at the party and he's like, oh man, what are we doing? You know what? I'll take care of this. And then like Rex said, is America me?
Yeah. Yeah. In this, what you've put together here, America is you. I'm Canada. Because I've got, I'm definitely taller and I hang with the big folk, but I can't really stop the other guys. Like, if they're drunk and strong enough and just keep going, I'm eventually going to have to ask for some help.
It's you know what it is? The party is that the party's in Europe, right? They rented a hall.
Yes.
There's a bunch of players there. There's a bunch of people there, and like, they don't want the hall to get messed up, and then they can get their deposit back or whatever it is. But I'm there, and I'm like tying some on, and feeling pretty good, and I'm laughing, and I'm joking with everybody, and it's like, it feels good picking some people up, carrying them around. It's great. I got like Portugal in my hands, and maybe here's Sicily, and I'm just like, hey, let's dance, let's have some fun. And then you got these three guys show up to get rowdy, right? They start picking on Ukraine, of course, and Japan. They're like, we'll pick on you guys. Let's pick on you, huh? We can pick on you. And then I'm sitting over here and maybe hanging out in the kitchen like the cool guys do, and they're just like talking about some fun stuff. And then I hear a commotion, and then little Brittany Britton runs in and is like, hey, big bro, hey, remember how your great uncle threw my aunt's tea off of her boat? Yeah, that wasn't cool, but we need you. We're cool with it now. All right, we give you BBC America, you give us lots of other stuff. Can you help us out? I'm like, yeah, I'm a little tied on, but I'll talk to him. I'll say the commotion. And I walk out. All right, and there's William Zabka, aka in the 80s. This is going off the rails.
I love it.
And then, so I imagine that Russia is William Zabka in the 80s. He's just like the perfect bad guy in every movie.
Yeah.
So I lock eyes with him and I see him because I'm no Danielson. All right. I lock eyes and I'm like, all right, game on. Let's do this. And then I just, instead of telling them to stop, I tackle them through a coffee table and everything breaks. So it wasn't ideal how I ended it. but I did end it.
But then you have like Brian Thompson in there too.
What is he?
Well, he'd be like North Korea, right?
No. Are you kidding me?
Well, who do you have as Russia? So you have William Zabka as Russia?
Yeah. Okay, fine. Dolph Lundgren. I'll give you that. Dolph Lundgren. He can be the representative. Fine, whatever. I'll tackle him.
Thank you.
And then China, of course, is
Chow Yun-fat.
Yeah. I was going to say
because you don't think he's trying to play it off as not being a bad guy? No, Jackie Chan. Let's just call it Jackie Chan. Because he's trying to play it off as being a good guy, and you traditionally see him as a good guy, so you think it can't be that bad, right? But lo and behold, heel turn. And
that's fair. So then that leaves North Korea as like Snoopy the dog. Like, you think eventually, like if the right circumstances, he'll probably be pretty nice. But for most of the time, Snoopy's a dick.
Yeah, that is actually fair. Snoopy is usually a dick. Yeah.
So
that's valid.
I think my analogy worked.
No, it definitely plays. It plays. You hit all the big ones there. Well done.
Thank you. And then like I fall on him, knock him through a table. Everybody breaks it up. They're like, "All right, go home, everybody. You're drunk." And we do.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
But of course, I'm bringing like Sweden and Norway and Finland and Russian.
They'll have nothing to do with you, by the way, bro.
And Russian women and
they'll have nothing to do with you, bro. The Norway, Sweden, Finland grouping you're trying to put together there, they don't like America. We're not their fans.
No,
They're not our fans.
They don't like America until America gets the party hopping. Then they're all about it. Yeah, they do like.
Would we go full Glimmerman and bring this love? You're gonna love it. You're gonna be.
You have to stop. You were obsessed. Stop. That is in this year alone. That is the third time you've mentioned the Glimmerman. Fourth time. And it's too many times. That's too many times.
I am deciding which movie to do for next year, because every year I'm doing this now. This is a thing. I'm finding a movie to fixate on, so I will continue to bring it up, but it has to be so beyond the pale.
It should
just
only
so
be
absurd.
Keenan Ivory Wayans movies.
Oh, it will be. Because I don't want it to stay a low down dirty shame of my love for Keenan Ivory Wayans. So,
just saying.
Meteor
It
Man.
annoys me that I typed in Keenan, IMDb, and that wasn't the first name that popped up.
He's not the first Keenan. Not anymore.
He should have been first Keenan, 100%. That man put the scary movies on the map. And you know what? I want to go watch Most Wanted now.
Oh, Most Wanted. Yeah, okay.
For the Marines' birthdays. I'm a Marine. We don't plan. We improvise. I love that line. And I remember when George joined the Marines, I was like, "Are you guys all about improvisation?" And he's like, "Yeah, they tell us to improvise and blah, 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 and adapt to and overcome." And I was like, "Yeah, I learned that in a movie."
Good old I'm Gonna Get You Sucker was one of my favorites.
I love that movie. That movie.
Hammer, Slammer, and Slade. I don't even know what this is.
I know what it is. Those are the characters. From,
Get out of here with Jim Brown.
Yeah, everybody was in that movie.
What?
That was Original Gangsters before Original Gangsters came out.
Bernie Casey. Yo. All right, I'm in on this. The whole way.
I love that movie. I watched that.
Oh, that's happening. Freaking Eric LaSalle's in this thing. Martin Lawrence. Wow, okay.
What do you call it? Antonio Fargas, who played Huggy Bear in Starsky and Hutch, is in the movie as a pimp who gets out of jail, and he's walking. He's got high top platform shoes that are an aquarium, and it has dead fish in them because they're dead because who fed them while he was in jail.
Exactly.
And he gets out and they're dead fish, and he's walking. He's got the whole pimp outfit and everything, and they're laughing at him because of how he looks, because now it's the 80s and it's different.
Right.
And his platform breaks and all the water comes out, and then he's just got to run away, but he's hobbling. It's one of the funniest scenes. I love that movie. It cracks me up.
This is going to be a good one. I'm excited about this.
We can talk David. He has
That is awesome, David. Heck yeah, man.
That is fantastic. That's really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's so many good, fun things in those movies that I love.
I mean, I love that era of movies. I mean, everything that Keenan Ivory Wayans did in this time frame was wonderful. There was just there was a good tone about it. You know, I love the tone, the way he wrote. He always found a joke. He always found a joke, and he did it very well.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Actually, it's kind of funny. I'm rewatching New Girl. You know, I like it. It's kooky and funny, but Coach on the show is Damon Wayans Jr.
Yeah.
There's I'm watching the whole thing and I'm like, what am I missing here? What am I missing? And Kim Wayans was on the show playing Schmidt's mother's girlfriend.
Okay.
And they have a whole scene together. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm talking to Mary and I'm like, wait, that's his aunt.
That's
his aunt. I knew it was Kim Wayans, but I didn't put two and two together that they were in the same scene. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I love Kim Wayans because she was great on The Living Color.
Oh my God. She was one of the funniest. Are you kidding me? She was wonderful.
And so watching that, I was like, I did, you know, and I knew that was Kim Wayans, but I wasn't putting together, and I know Damon Wayans Jr. is Damon Wayans' son, but I wasn't putting together that they were family, that they were connected in that way. And I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense why they would, because it didn't make sense that they had a scene together.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, you're saying it wasn't logical there. You're right.
Yeah, because like the characters are just too far removed. Like, why would you have a scene together? I'm like, oh, this absolutely makes sense that you would have a scene together because
you got to get the auntie there. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was very cool. All right, we are rounding the end, so we want to say thank you guys for watching. If you guys are interested, go check out our latest episode of the Scene Snobs Podcast from Tuesday. Mick has no motivation. Casey tried to help. We got really into talking about Casey Anthony.
Which you have to watch to find out, because apparently if we walk in with no topics, we're just going to say the worst stuff ever. At least for this show, we have 3 things we try to hit. It doesn't always happen, but we try.
And guys, the 11th annual Skyline Indie Film Fest is happening next September from the 7th and the 10th. I'm a co-director there. The submissions are open for movies, so submit your films. We'd love to have them. We appreciate you being a part of it.
Do it up, because there might be someone else that you know who might be judging.
Oh, yeah, actually, there's a few people like who've been on the shows before that are screeners, and I'm watching. Dan was talking about it yesterday. He's like, hey, I put up a review on the movies. I was like, oh, awesome. And he did a good job. Give it to him.
Awesome.
Guys, I also want to say, like, we haven't talked about it, but Noom. Go check out Noom. We have our affiliate link down below. It's fantastic. It's wonderful, fantastic, everything in between.
Make sure to go ahead and respect yourself and respect your journey as you use Noom.
Yep, do that. He is right. I do agree with him. I want to thank our patrons. Thank you, patrons, for supporting us, keeping the bills paid, the lights on, the whole 9 yards. We truly appreciate you. Tim, Paul, Stacy, Matt, Aaron, Chris S., Chris H., Dale,
Dan, John B., Ron, Jason, AJ, Radar, and John W. Thank you all, you magnificent human beings.
And if you guys would like to help Dale have a few more names next to him, maybe join up. We have 3 tiers available over at patreon.com/thescenesnobs. It really goes a big way helping support the show. So we appreciate it.
And if you have a hell of a big time, come on down to the Snobs Nation Discord. Hang out with all the coolest kids this side of the Mississippi, or maybe that side of the Mississippi. In fact, on any side of the Mississippi, over at the Snobs Nation Discord. Check it out.
That's right. And remember to like, follow, subscribe. If you're here on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, make sure to like and follow us. If you're on Facebook, make sure to like us and follow us there. But if you are on YouTube, please think about giving us a subscribe, like the video. Helps us go a long way. We have a lot of great shows we'd love for you guys to watch and check out. Live events always happening and stuff like that. So please join up, like, follow, and subscribe.
And cruise on over as this holiday season approaches to the Scene Snobs merch store. Head over to thescenesnobs.com and check out our link tree, and you can get over to the merch store where you can get a fancy mug for one of your favorite teachers, or maybe a sweet hoodie to stay warm as the chill strikes your bones. So make sure to cruise on over and check it out and drape yourself in the finest finery.
That's right. Make sure to follow us everywhere. These are our handles on all social media. Check us out. And yeah, make sure to follow because we have different things going on all over the place. We truly appreciate you. Thank you guys for joining in. Dale, thank you. David, thank you so
Dale
much.
And David, for making it. We appreciate y'all.
I'll say Key 13s, but I think that's Matt. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Matt. We appreciate y'all. And everyone over at Key 13. They also have the Anna Key movie coming out. So holler and shout out to them.
Yep, absolutely. So, all right, guys, before we go, here's a quick message from our sponsor.
Now that I'm on Noom, there are so many leftovers. Try Noom today. Check out our affiliate link.
And it's down below, so make sure to go check that out. But until next time, I'm Mick Manhattan from the Scene Snobs.
And I'm Casey the Madman. Make sure to embrace your day and make it the best you can. Be kind to yourself, be kind to each other.
Take care, everybody.